That's what I was wondering. It's like, what account it's tweeting from?
It's tweeting from the P4 account, don't worry. Okay. Welcome back. It is time for another episode of Everybody Loves Raiken, our Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition live play. And last week, we didn't have everybody. We were missing Malachi, who is back now. Welcome back, Malachi.
Hello. Fortunately, I was on call last week. Sorry, guys.
It happens. But we kept things pretty topical. The group got through the rest of the day, May 18th, to evening, and got to decide on what they wanted to do before going to sleep. The important events that we covered were that the group went back to the Temple of the Raven Queen and witnessed the ceremony put together by Orasker with the caveats and addendums that they asked for in it. It was very interesting. I thought the party got to witness the interaction between the people of the city and the cleric of the Raven Queen, and just how it is clear that a lot of people are still uncomfortable with the concept of death, and especially of death as a good thing, which is why the Temple of the Raven Queen exists, to spread that information. So that was cool. After the ceremony completed, which took a couple hours because it involved burning a butt-ton of bodies that the party had a hand in creating, the Cyrus suggested perhaps setting up a temple to Illustray, the Drow goddess, who is dedicated to bringing the Drow to the surface in a peaceful manner and going against her mother Lolth. Zeph seemed to like this idea, and they went to Claire to see if they could get this done. Claire, who has been acting in the role of Lord Sivin all day since his death was revealed, trying to keep the city from falling apart, worked with them to find a way that would make that work, and introduced them the idea of getting trained up in Undercommon, since their next goal involved going to the Underdark to retrieve the stolen gifts of Bahamut. So we ended up, at the end of the session, we talked about how we're basically going to be fast-forwarding through about 10 days of time, going from the 18th to the 28th of April. May? Excuse me. Gotta make sure that I'm not speaking here. May 28th. For the party, anyway. And so today is going to be hammering out what it is they want to do, and what side benefits they'll be getting from doing that. And everything's going to come with side benefits. I've been thinking about it all week and talking to different players about what they want to accomplish and how they want to improve their characters. And I've been trying to kind of standardize it so that everybody's kind of treated fairly and everybody's kind of treated in the same way. And so I'm going to go through a couple, and we'll see if my idea will hold up. We'll see how that goes. But basically today we're going to be going through and hammering out what everybody wants to be doing during the 10 days the party must spend in the city of Volinar, training in the language Undercommon with the local Drow, and then working with both the local Drow and the citizens of Volinar to try and forge a peace between them, and one that will last beyond when the party decides to pack up and leave the city. So we're going to be doing some group skill challenge to try and get as much of the city on board with this before you depart as possible. And then after that, it will be individual people talking about what they want their character to be doing outside of those two activities, being learning the language and working with the city. Okay. So that's kind of where we ended up after last week, and that kind of catches you up Malachi. Now, you have most recently given me the things you want to do, so I think I will actually start with you if you're comfortable with that.
Yeah, well, I'm fine with it.
Alright.
So everything's wrapping up. We're wrapping up for the night. So uh, for the night, I'm gonna just probably turn in earlier. I'm gonna sit down and spend some me time, and then head to bed.
Okay.
Uh,
As I explained to you and to the others, you guys are all being offered rooms within Nalia's mansion in the city.
do you want me to elaborate what I want to do the next day, or we want to go for everyone for the night, or was that already covered? I forgot.
No, let's move on. So as I've said, we're kind of briefing on this. We're gonna summarize. So tell me about, the next day and how that plays into the whole week, because what we're looking at is macro scale. So it's not
Okay.
so much a, minute by minute, what does your character do all day, and more of a, what is your character trying to accomplish over the course of the week.
All right. So I don't believe my sword was fixed. Summaries, I think, was the one that was damaged, and I
Right.
never got to repair it. So I'll be taking my sword to get repaired, and while that's being repaired, I'm going to be going around the town and talking to both sides. Not just, I want to get a lot of information about their Drow and their culture, since we're also learning, because we're working to learn their language. But I'm going for more extensive knowledge of their people and their culture. And I'm also going to talk to the townsfolk, to get their views on things, what makes them uncomfortable about the situation, what makes them comfortable, their thoughts, their feelings, and the same thing as I'm going to be doing with the Drow themselves. How they see the future, if they feel that it's unlikely, if it's good, it looks positive, everything, just get any kind of unmitigated feelings that they might have, just to kind of, since, should I elaborate as what I personally like? Yeah. See,
I'm getting the gist of what you want to accomplish. I just want to know.
I just didn't know, so being someone that's interested in being a leader, I'm interested in two different, vastly different cultures trying to come together in case I ever deal with that kind of situation, and also to help wherever I can in the town before we leave. That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay, and so you are not just asking how people feel, you're also trying to offer solutions and work with them to improve the situation.
Yeah, and also, like I said, learn from the situation, because, my father is a leader and I need my own worldly experiences.
Okay. So by the end of the week, in addition to the work that the group is doing to try and improve relations between the local Drow and the citizens, you're going to be working individually on your own to try and understand both sides and to present these stories to the other side on a more individual basis and help people out specifically who seem to be struggling with this integration effort. To
Yep.
act as more of a leader here and to try and promote unity on a more individual basis.
That's a good way to put it. Yes, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
And just making sure my supplies are all okay, because I don't know. I don't remember how much. We pretty much came here pretty quick after the dragon, and I will just be checking over my stuff that is damaged and filling slots of things that were gone or ruined.
Okay.
Yeah.
You may do those things. We can wrap that into preparation for the next thing. So you're getting your sword fixed, and then you're working on these leadership skills.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And did you update your sheet with the?
Yes. Yeah, I already did all that.
Okay.
Except for anything extra.
Right. You just did the level.
Yep.
Okay. So, what I'm thinking, what I wanted to be able to offer through this, instead of just dumping, thousands of experience for days spent, there will be a modicum, I think, a moderate amount of experience to cover the 10 days that you spend here, because you are all spending these days here working, doing things as characters, so you do get experience for that. But I think that this is a good chance to allow the characters to kind of individually improve themselves in ways that are important to them. And so I'm trying to strike a balance with what people want to improve their characters with and how to make it fair for everybody while also making it not like a giant power spike of any kind, so that I don't mess too much with the balance of the system. But I think ultimately anything I do is going to result in a power spike in the balance of the system, and I will just respond to that in kind, through the balancing of challenges upcoming. But the short way of saying all this is I'm going to try and give everybody a comparable boost because you're all doing comparable work, and we can discuss it, but here is what I'm doing, and we can talk about, what we do or don't like about it, after the session or in the coming sessions. Let's give it a try. Okay?
Okay.
So, to reflect what you're doing individually, Yukikaze, to better yourself in this. So, obviously, for these 10 days, you'll be gaining the language Undercommon, as everybody in the party will, as one that you can communicate without having to roll in. But because of your individual efforts, I wanted to give you 1 point of charisma, because you are specifically working on your leadership abilities. And then I felt that it would be fitting to also give you your proficiency, or basically training, in the persuasion and performance skills. Because that is what you are going out every day and working specifically to improve.
Okay.
Okay, so 1 point of charisma, and training, proficiency in persuasion and performance. Alright, Leah. You were next most vocal about what your character wanted to do, so I will give you the chance to speak next, if you're ready.
He's not. He had to BRB because his computer needed to restart for some reason.
Okay. How about you, Derek? Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay, talk to me.
Well, what I want to do is fairly similar to what Yikaze is doing.
Mhm.
I would be focusing my efforts on, trying to negotiate between the, two parties, trying to, get them to see each other's sides, along with helping with the construction of the Temple of Stray, through my ability to make the walls of stone, as I do need to find some use for my spell slots while I'm in the city.
I think it's a good use.
If there was spare time, he might look into any possible leads on lost items or artifacts in the at the Temple of Ione. If there's kind of any records or stories that might be able to lead him to be able to recover something at some point in the future. But
Okay.
his primary focus would be the relations and the temple.
Okay, I will look into the thing you've asked about, and by that I mean I will try to come up with some things to give you, because that's a good thing that your character would be after, but I don't have anything just on the docket at the moment. So just put a note in that I need to get, that I owe you that.
All right, I'll just put the note in our PM chat so we don't forget.
It sounds like what you want to do and the specific things that you are trying to accomplish and basically train outside, similar to Yukikaze, I think would result in a point of charisma and an improvement in performance. And how do you feel about investigation?
It could be useful. It'd be nice not to have a negative in it. Or no, not negative. That's a intelligence, not a wisdom.
I more meant, how do you, like, you already have bonuses and other things now. I mean, it could become expertise instead, like expertise in persuasion and proficiency in performance, but I thought it might be more useful to give you the proficiency in something you didn't have it, but that is in some way related to what you're doing. And I think that since you're trying to find ways of helping people to compromise and negotiate, I thought investigation made sense.
Yeah.
So,
investigation also makes sense for what I'm doing at the Temple of Elm, because I'm investigating to find out where those items might be.
all right.
So, yeah, I feel that's fair.
Okay, so 1 point charisma, proficiency, performance, proficiency, investigation. How about Vendar next? I know you had some ideas.
Yes. First and foremost, I want to find a haberdashery.
Okay. They do exist, you find one. What do you want to do at the haberdashery?
I want to ask the haberdasher to take my hat and create a small replica that Lord Squeakers can wear.
Oh, dear
Okay.
God.
Did not expect that.
Yes, I did not expect that either.
Being that this is an interesting, unusual, and very delicate request, I think that he will charge a hefty sum. So if you would care to pay him 20 gold, he would happily work on that. Well, for him, 20 gold's a huge sum. Not for you guys.
I give him
You're like,
20
can you
gold.
break a platinum ingot? And he's like, did I say 20? I meant 200.
So,
And then I'd like to train to use my gun.
right. So for you, I think I will allow you to take the feat that allows you to use proficiency with the gun, which I of course still haven't created because I was on vacation and doing everything in my power not to do any work at all. So I will, as I said before, let you know when that's in there. It shouldn't take me long. I just need to actually sit down and do it.
Okay.
And how about what might you be doing during the week to help out? There's construction projects going on. There's outreach projects going on. I know that you are spending time specifically training with the gun, but if you were to have some more social, and maybe the answer is none. But I would like to be fair and give you another point of something on your ability scores, just like everybody else is getting. The only ones that I can affect, well, I can affect all of them except for charisma. But I can see two that would be very beneficial to affect. So, can you think of something related to one of those two that you could be doing that might help to improve them?
Well, I'm a good speaker and I'm a noble.
Mm-hmm.
So I could be trying to mitigate, to help relations between the...
Okay. Alright then.
The strength is definitely my worst score, so I could be helping with
Straight,
that.
yeah, I mean, you could be putting in time physically training. If that's something that Vendar is legitimately concerned about, it totally makes sense for him to be like, you know what, you guys are all, spending the extra time doing that. Because remember that every day is broken up between learning the language Undercommon, going out and working with the town as a group, working with the city as a group, and then it's people breaking off and doing their own things after that. And it's just that Yukikaze and Cyrus so far have said that they specifically want to basically continue doing that outreach work for the group, but that isn't a requirement.
Is there something I could do to increase my wisdom?
Yeah, I mean, you could spend time outside the city doing survival exercises.
I might do that, because that would put me to 16 wisdom.
It would. And you know who's outside the city?
Bears.
Probably bears? I was going for Lynn.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Let's do that.
She's not a dragonborn.
Not. But she'd be happy to help you with that survival thing.
I'll be doing that.
Okay, then. Then you may take 1 point in wisdom, and you're gaining the feat instead of the 2 skills. Is that agreeable?
Yep.
Perfect. Alright. Is Guaco back?
Oh, that was a thing. Apparently, if you just click on your...
I don't believe so, no.
No.
Okay. You might have
just,
to
like, click
customize
on the
it. This is going outside the system a little bit, so you might just have to customize it and, say, give it a bonus. I wouldn't override it. If you can, just fill in the bonus thing, because that should allow you to keep making other adjustments normally.
Wait, what are you doing?
I didn't realize it was a feature of D&D Beyond. If you just click on, like, the wisdom thing, then it automatically rolls.
Oh, that's new.
Oh, yeah,
that's brand new. But if you click on, like, the wisdom block rather than the square where the +2 is, you will get the wisdom with the owl thing 15, and it'll show you where all of your modifiers come from. Down below, you can put other modifier and just up that to 1. And that will do it for you, so that you don't have to override it every time it changes, because you're basically just getting a miscellaneous bonus of 1 from me.
Okay.
That's an easy way to track it without messing up other things.
Like putting it in your base stats.
Right. That would mess it up.
And now my passive perception is 26.
Yeah, you're a little bit entirely ridiculous. Okay.
I can't beat that.
That's just his perception. How about
beat that on 20?
How about Laramendus? You know that daily you are training in the language and going out with the group to help the city. So what does he want to do on his own?
Other than that, Laramendus is going to be touching base with the clerics, most of them at the Temple of Ione, but also the other ones, going between them, talking about Illustrae and things of that nature. Ione specifically, he's also going to have Ash attune to the memory box, assuming that it's there. Laramendus is going to assume that it's there.
Yeah.
So wait, is it?
It will be, the memory box will be wherever you want it to be, because that would have been taken care of by Nalia.
Yeah. I figured that Nalia got it there. The question was more, did the clerics do something to it?
I mean, if you have any concern about that, Nalia's more than happy to just keep it in her basement.
No, so he had wanted it gone to the clerics, and that's what we had stated way back when.
Yeah, no, the clerics know exactly...
I didn't think that the clerics got rid of it or anything like that.
No. Clerics know exactly what it is and how important it is. They're not going to fuck with it.
So he's going to make sure that that gets done. He will probably want to spend some time with them offloading other information that is currently, as far as he's double checking if there's anything that he's aware of that is currently only known by the temple in other city, Tuca, that he can help store here as well.
Okay. Is that going to include the special alterations to the magic system that they've discovered through exploration of the artifacts of Garland?
He would discuss them, but Larmendus doesn't know how to replicate them, so that information isn't something that he can give.
No, I know he can't teach them how to do it, but I want to know if he's telling them about it, because it is clearly something that they haven't told to other temples of Ionia. I'm not encouraging you to keep it a secret. I'm just telling you that that Larmendus is aware that they must be not sharing the information.
Yes, that's fair. But Larmendus was not told not to.
He was not explicitly told not to.
I think that he would discuss with Nalia about that first, to get her input, since last time he just started throwing knowledge all willy-nilly, it kickstarted a war again. And he's like, maybe?
I think that the... Am I tagged? Okay, I'm not tagged in anything that matters. I think that the summary of that discussion will be that Nalia's pissed that the branch of the Mages Guild in Tuca, in Calavar, saw fit to hoard this knowledge for themselves and to pay the temple in certain fashions that prevented them from expressing it to other temples.
Yeah.
And so she's not happy about that. She's not so much like that Ionian, like, she's not so much Ionian in that the knowledge should be everyone's. She's more indignant that the knowledge wasn't shared with her.
Yeah. Because if she knew how to do it, then that would be one thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's what really matters. And if they're not going to let her do it, then by God, everyone can do it.
So...
It's powerful. With that input, he will probably share the knowledge that it is done. And actually, he might...
It's known to Larmendus how, like, the mechanism, even if he can't teach it.
Yeah, so he'll go in as much depth about that as he can with his current knowledge.
I mean, and remember that you have...
He has a polymorph scroll.
You have this technology with you.
I think Vendar's the one with the... Oh, no, I think Larmendus still has the rope box.
You do, Larmendus kept the rope winder.
He would be willing to leave that with the clerics for the time that we're in the city.
Okay. You do have the... or 6 remaining grenades, it sounds like?
Vendar has them.
I mean, you have a week and a half.
I used 2 of them, and Lerman just gave 3 away.
Oh, you used 2? Why don't I remember the second?
Maybe I only used 1.
I only remember you using 1.
I guess I only used 1.
Yeah, I only remember 1 being used in the keep here.
I don't
know if you had used 1. I think that was the first time any of them were used.
I think so too.
That was the first time. For some reason, I thought I used 2 in the keep.
Okay. Yeah, no. That was the first time, and you only used 1. You used a poison one.
Okay.
Right,
in that case, part of Larmendus' time, he'll loan them the box, the rope trick box, when he is talking about this in the first place, and then he will see about loaning one of the grenades for as well, so they have the 2 different types of things.
Yeah.
If we can create more grenades,
and the version that seems to just be able to recharge.
Okay.
Since that seems a reasonable.
Well, so all of the items except for the grenades are able to recharge. The grenades are single use.
Yeah, the rope box is just a small one and one that Larmendus is carrying.
Right. No, I get you.
Which makes it easier for him to hand them.
Okay. It sounds like Vendar is trying to coordinate something with you, which is totally doable since you have a week and a half.
What
And
else
if
is
we can get it
important?
so we can create more grenades, that would be awesome.
Them understanding how they work could theoretically lead to that.
Well, that would be great.
You do also already know that Nalia knows how to create more.
That is true. Armendus does know that. In which case, he will thank Vendar for the grenade, which he will bring to the temple, and say, if you can convince Nalia to spend some time, then she might be able to produce more.
I
So,
sigh at that.
speaking with the clerics, there were 2 spells that I had been wanting. One early in the week. I wanted to do Fabricate so that I could help Nalia.
Yep.
And then I wanted to see if it would be possible for me to learn Commune from the Temple of Ione.
You have the ability to cast rituals, so you can cast that one, I assume?
Yeah, it's a 5th level ritual, so I could copy that over.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't some restriction on arcane casters and divine rituals.
It's because I have the ritual caster for clerics.
Okay. Okay, then that's totally fine.
I can copy over any cleric ritual spell just like a wizard spell.
Yeah, I would say that given that you have 10 days, pick 5.
So he also wanted to spend a good chunk of time with Nalia, helping her with any projects that she was intending to be working on. That was the majority of my time that he wanted to spend.
Okay, pick up to 5, and the cost of the copying these spells or rituals will be covered by the knowledge and items that you are offering the temple.
I don't think there are 5 cleric rituals.
I mean, think wizard spells too.
Fair.
I believe there were still a couple you needed. Given the amount of talking that your character is going to have to do for all this, I'm going to give you a point in charisma.
Okay.
I would also like to give you proficiency in performance. So, sounds like this is everybody's doing rather similar things. Don't be sad about that. Those aren't bad. It's not a bad thing. I think the other thing would either be expertise, which is double proficiency in Arcana, or investigation. I would pick between those 2.
I think that given what he's doing, the expertise in Arcana makes more sense than investigation. He isn't, unless Nalia is using him explicitly as a research assistant to go fetch information for her, then the Arcana probably makes more sense.
Yeah. Stick with the Arcana. That's what you get. 1 point charisma, proficiency in performance, and expertise in Arcana. You will 16. Never fail an Arcana check ever.
I mean, like...
Not likely.
Would be... I could miss out on information on, like, a 9th level spell.
Yeah, sure. The DC just happened to be 25, and I rolled a 1, so I only got a 17. Man, starting to remind me of somebody. Oh, Naravar.
Still at 25. I think it was a 25.
It was. He had a plus 24. Okay.
Meanwhile, we have Vindar over here, who's like, it's still a 26 when it comes to perception.
Well, I mean, it's only plus 11, but my passive is 26.
Yeah, and whenever you roll a proficient skill, you still count it as a 10 if you roll 1 or, like, if you roll less than 10.
Alright, I forgot I had that skill.
Alright.
So it means it's a minimum of a 21.
I mean...
Actually, I guess it's minimum 26.
It's a minimum 26 because it defaults to your passive. So, Raiken.
Means I have to roll another 16
Your turn,
to get higher
Raiken.
than...
Most of Raiken's time is going to be spent at the core temple.
We've got one of those.
Trying to improve relations there, as well as lots of sparring and like basically showing off the armor and all that because they'd be going crazy for it.
Okay. I think that makes a lot of sense, so now I have to think for just a moment. I think that should give you a point in Constitution because of just how much flexing you're going to have to do. Because they're going to require it. I think that your skills... You should get a proficiency in performance. Because you are on display now. And how about proficiency in religion?
Yeah, that would be good.
I think that reflects pretty well what you're spending your extra time doing. But tell me if you think I'm wrong.
I would agree with that.
Okay, then. There you have it. 1 con, proficiency in performance, and religion. Alright, is Leah back?
No.
Okay.
No, it's still... Oh, but he's online now, so he's probably close.
Let's see, we did Yukikaze, we did Laramentis, we did Vendar, we did Raiken. Okay, let's go to Jebel anyway.
Oh, don't go to Thomas.
Well, let's go to Thomas too, you know, that's fine. Why can't I just jump to Jebel? Jebel. Up with that.
What's wrong?
So if I go up and I click on the campaign at the top of somebody's character sheet, I can get a list of the other characters that are active inside the campaign. But for some reason, you don't appear on that list.
Let me check. It might be private. I
had to go out to the campaign page. Get you.
Yeah, let me just double check, because like if it's set to private, apparently I can't see. Can't remember where that's.
Yeah, there's not a reason to hide that.
I don't know. Okay. Remember. Okay, it's public now, so probably appears there now.
Okay. All right. So, what are you, Jebel, intending to do with your 10 days in the city? When it's not being spent learning Undercommon and working with the party to help with this integration process. This is your personal time. Other people have chosen to continue the work of integration, but you don't have to.
I imagine... Well, Jebel would probably... What would he do? He would probably... try to get a better understanding now of his role as a druid, seeing as things have started to change.
Mm-hmm. So how do you want to go
talking to more animals,
okay,
trying to commune with nature.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I can tell you that you do find that this thing that you experienced in Tuca becomes a nightly occurrence where the local small fauna are drawn to you wherever you're staying. So even in Nalia's house, you find that mice and rats and chipmunks and squirrels and things find a way in and to you in your bed, that they come, and sometimes they wake you as you are sleeping, as they come to join you, and all of them give you that same explanation that you received in Tuca, that they could feel the magic that you are emanating, and that sense of comfort in who you are, that you feel like one of them while being a humanoid. You find that you can easily talk to and understand all of these animals. I imagine that going outside the city to find larger animals out in the forest would be something you try to do, yes?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
suppose so, yeah.
Okay, so it does work with larger animals, the horses, the cows, the deer, the bears, things out in the forest. While you're out there, you do see Vendar, camping in the woods and learning to forage, looking for things. You can offer him assistance if you feel like. You do see that he's working at times with the Tabaxi Lin.
I probably would, considering I'm very good at survival.
It's true. You actually can offer them both assistance, and it will help them with that. Okay. I think... Now... I think that all of this, communing with nature and everything, is going to give you better wisdom. But if you think that should be instead charisma or constitution, I think that those make sense.
Wisdom suits me.
Wisdom suits you. Okay. I also think that given that you're spending the extra time and learning more about it and interfacing with it, going to expertise in nature makes sense.
Customer, skill efficiency, expertise. Okay.
And, I'm thinking perception?
Okay.
Well, that's just what kind of feels right to me. How do you feel about that?
Cool. Perception's a handy skill to have.
It's very handy, but I wanted to make sure that you felt that it fit. Alright, so that's just going to be proficiency, not expertise. The other one is expertise because I'm basically bumping everything else, everything a level up from where it is. So if it's already at proficiency, it goes to expertise. Alright, just making sure I'm being clear. Alright. Now, was there anything further I could tell you about that, or are you happy?
I think that... I can't think of anything else that I could ask.
That's fine. I guess I can also tell you, this will include talking with Syl through the pendant some more. She seems very pleased with the progress you're making, and talking with the squirrel.
Who has popped back up again.
Yes.
Bit pissed off after the anti-magic field. Not again!
I mean, it does take a few days to show up, but it does show up.
Hi, I'm back.
Hey! Excellent.
I had a major accident.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay, but I'm not so sure about my PC. I was moving my keyboard and accidentally tilted my tiki mug, which I thought was very difficult to tilt. It is, but the cord was caught on it, and I didn't realize. And it spilled over my PC.
Oh boy.
I'm late because I was disassembling everything, making sure that everything is dried, and now I'm using my laptop. I have it disassembled until I'm 100% sure there's no more wet spots anywhere.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think that's totally reasonable.
Yeah.
Was it
So
water or was it something else?
It was soda, so it might get sticky some places, and that's problematic.
Yeah. If you've got rice in the house, or if you can get rice and just pour that over, into the case, and so that it's nestled all around everything, that will help absorb the moisture, too. Give it a couple of days.
Yeah. I mean, since the PC stands upright and on the floor, I mean, nothing seemed to have hit any of the components on the motherboard.
Okay.
It kind of went forward, so the fans took the major hit.
Okay.
Because they're on top of the case and have a fan filter, so the filter took most of the moisture. and then some hits the top of the graphic card, which is also shielded, but I'm worried about that.
Mm-hmm.
And down on the top of the the last came on top of the power supply, which is also completely sealed, so that one is fine. But I'm worried about the graphic card and the network card, because the network card was above the graphic card, and that took a lot. So I'm worried about my network card and my graphic card. The rest seem to have been fine. The rest doesn't seem to have gotten any water on it.
Okay. Yeah.
So the fans, took a lot of it, but
They should be fine.
Yeah.
I'd just be worried about them spraying it onto the other things. But if you got it unplugged, I'm waiting for it to dry.
That's why I'm not turning it on until it's dried.
Okay, cool. All right, so are you ready to talk about what Leah wants to do? I've gotten through everybody else now. I just finished with Jebel.
Can I ask one question first?
Yes.
Am I adding Undercommon to my proficient languages in the list?
Yeah, if you know how to do that.
I know how to do that.
Okay. Put it in text in the channel for everybody if you can.
I'll do my best.
Okay, thank you. That way I can work with Guaco, and everybody will know how to do it, because I've never been entirely sure. Okay, Guaco.
Yeah.
So,
there we are.
Quick reminder of what's going on. This is the 10 days. You're going to be spending 3 hours a day learning the language from the Drow, and then the group is going to be going out and working on the outreach to try and forward this integration between the Drow and the citizens. So this gives you time after those two things are done, or in between them, to work on other things that your character wants to do personally. And these could be just for personal improvement, like what Raiken has done and what Jebel has done, or they could be like Cyrus and Yukikaze, who want to continue the outreach beyond what you do with the group. So what would you like to do?
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned most to you, but...
Yes, but I wanted to give you a chance to explain it.
Oh, yeah, okay, explain it to the rest, yeah. Yeah, so Leah wants to talk with... sorry, my mind is a little bit off. Talk with Claire to ask if it's possible to set up like some sort of after-school meetings with the youngins in the city, so Leah can have meetings with them during these days and make sure that their voices are also heard, and so they can ask questions and be educated about all of the changes that we're bringing in, because there's a lot.
Absolutely. I think that's a great idea.
She wants to do this on her own, though, just with Lorelei, obviously, because she's always around. She will allow teachers and parents to be with if they want to, for safety reasons. I mean, she can't expect everyone to be okay with their kids just spending time with one of us, even when it's the youngest one.
Yeah.
But she will not allow them to speak up on any other matter. That time is for the youngings. Like ages 8 to 16 is what I said to Tristan. School ages. The time is for them to speak their mind and have their opinions, not the adults.
Yeah, I think
so they're just there. They're just there to watch out, so nothing happens to their children.
Okay. Yeah. I think that works well. So, and I don't know if you were able to hear, but all of these extracurriculars have resulted in they're akin to training yourself and bettering yourself. So they've been resulting in a boost to 2 skills in general and 1 ability. So that's a lot of talking and working with people, which I feel like gives over to charisma. But I could hear wisdom as you're giving as well as receiving as you're going through this.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm not sure if my charisma can increase since it's already on 20.
Yeah, I know. I know that you can't increase it further, even if I put it to 21 this way, because the rules don't allow you to. Which is why I'm trying to look at other places that I could give you this benefit. But wisdom seems like another good one, or perhaps intelligence, as you have to like think on your feet to try and help these people who you've never worked with before. Do you have a preference?
I'm trying to get up my sheet right now because I never had it open on this PC. I had to sign in with Twitch again, and that requires the authenticator. And
Yeah, it's a bit of a pain.
oh, it's by text message. Okay. Yeah. Really? Is the numlock off? Why is the numlock off? Who has the numlock off? There we go. Alright.
And so the easy way to do this, once you have it up, is to just click on the box around the skill that you want to up. And then under there, when you click on that, it should tell you where all of your modifiers, where all of your bonuses are coming from to give you the final number. And under that, you should see a place where it says Other Modifier, and you can just up that to a 1. And that should make it so it doesn't mess with anything weirdly. We just know that that modifier came from me.
Yeah. So you talk. Okay, I got the sheet open now. So you're talking about like ability score.
Ability score, yeah. Gain 1 point in an ability score as a miscellaneous bonus from me.
Okay.
From the training, from the things that you are doing. This reflects how you are specifically working with other people, or working on yourself, and this is the benefit you're getting from that. So, for Yukikaze, for example, Yukikaze went out and did similar to what you were doing. He did a lot of public speaking, outreach, and working with people, so that also resulted in a charisma boost of a point. Whereas Raiken went to the Temple of Cord and worked on himself, promoted Cord and worked with the people, the clerics, and the people who were training there. And so that resulted in a constitution boost.
Well, he was also promoting relations with the Drow as well.
Right. I mean, it all kind of rolls in, but yeah, I'm just explaining, like, how the activity resulted in the ability boost.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Flexing your muscles? Be like, you guys just need to be distracted by my muscles, don't worry about anything else.
Yeah, I mean, but he's flexing all day, so he's got to hold that flex. That's where the Constitution comes in.
Yep. And he has to keep putting on the armor and taking it off.
Saying the words over and over, man. He's got to have a lot of breath control.
Transformation. It takes a lot out of it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Man, snapping my fingers every time I want my armor on or off, it's tough. So
yeah, you gotta say it just right.
Yeah. So I'm thinking wisdom, but you could tell me, you could argue intelligence to me. Because that's another one I could see, Leah.
What is it? Intelligence?
Either intelligence or wisdom. I could see either of those. I'm kind of leaned wisdom at the moment, because it's like working with people, inciting.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can up the wisdom. I'm fine with that.
Okay, so you'll just click on the purple box around wisdom and then do the ability other modifier, just click it up to 1.
Yeah, I just accidentally clicked the dice roll.
Yeah, everyone's done that. It's okay. Then
I mean, it's not my fault that outlines the letters so it looks like you can edit them. That's how it looks like when you can edit things on every other site. Why is that dice roll on this side?
Yeah.
It's very stupid.
In this case, it just indicates that you can click there to make it roll a die.
I do think that's a cool thing for it to do, though.
Yeah, brand new, very
but
nice.
It's just so misleading. Could have gone for a different look on it to make it look. Maybe add like a dice symbol next to it or something.
I'd rather like it myself, but to each their own. Alright. So, you gain +1 wisdom, got it?
Okay, so
You
it's other modifier, I guess.
Yes, other modifier, and just up that to 1. And that's basically miscellaneous plus 1. Then you are going to gain...
That adds ones to the score. That is what you intended, yes?
Yes, it should go from a 14 to a 15.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you are also going to gain 2 more things. You're going to gain proficiency in the skill Persuasion. Just the same way you did with Medicine.
Okay.
And in the skill Insight.
Oh, nice. Okay, see, Persuasion... Misc bonus, I assume.
You should be able to click on Persuasion, Customize, and then Skill Proficiency, Proficient.
Oh yeah, right, Proficiency, that's it. Proficiency.
And then you just drop down to Proficient.
Yeah, wasn't perception.
Okay, and then the same thing with Insight.
Yeah.
Okay, and that reflects the skills that you are specifically using and getting better at over the 10 days of intensely using them constantly and seeing what works and what doesn't work, and being able... And it's that self-reflection from doing it over and over, being able to identify what doesn't work to be able to get better at it.
Yeah.
Alright, I think that covers everybody for the 10-day period. Did I miss anyone?
Don't think so.
Okay. So, there you have it. You spend about 10 days working with the city, trying to improve relations, and then after doing that for the day, spending your personal hours improving yourselves and getting ready for this trip into the Underdark. You have been spending time with the Drow, learning their customs, learning their stories, learning their language. Between Zeph and Filson and the other Drow that are there, who I can name but I didn't, there's like 100 of them, you will learn you will learn some specific things about the Underdark that there are... because it's underground, so take this as the general knowledge. This is going to be the quick course on the Underdark that all of you know, so pay attention, maybe take notes. For one thing, it's underground, and it's called the Underdark, so it's all dark down there. There's no daylight. But the place is illuminated by bioluminescent plants and animals, mostly fungi, giant mushrooms. So they're telling you what to be ready to be looking for. The water sources all come from the surface, so you need to be looking for, holes in the walls where water has cut its way in, because that's what you're going to need to survive. There are no other sources. There will be underground rivers and lakes, but they're going to be, if you can't find them immediately, you need to know how to look for these other smaller rivulets and erosions that allow water to drip in. So that's going to help you with survival in the Underdark, knowing about how to find water, what to listen for, and what to look for. And to give you a heads up that it's going to be damn dark down there. So, stick close to the people with dark vision, and the people with dark vision be communicating what's around you, because the people who can't see are going to be in trouble. They do tell you about the fauna. There are several unusual creatures specifically adapted to living in the dark down there, and there are several much worse creatures that don't seem natural. In addition to the Drow that live down there, and the Darrow, the Deep Gnomes, and the Dwyrgar, which are the dwarves that live down there, who all have a form of society together. They are not necessarily allies. It's pretty every man for himself down there. So this can be good or bad for you, because if you come between a group of Dwergar and a group of Drow, they may be more interested in fighting each other than fighting you, or they may join forces to fight you, so, be careful. A thing about Drow society, since you're going to need to deal with it, is that the settlements that give praise and honor to Lolth, which is most of them, are going to be organized as a matriarchy. All the power lies with the priestesses. Women in Drow society are raised from birth into the priesthood, taught the worship of Lolth, and then eventually gain her divine powers. And they exercise control over all of Drow society. Males are always second-class citizens. They are viewed as cannon fodder. They are the soldiers and the muscle. They are expected to raid the surface and bring back what is needed for the settlement to keep going, but their lives are expended as easily as one spends coin. And all of them respects the priestesses above everything else. So that's something to keep in mind when dealing with the Drow society. Yukikaze, you will notice that the things they are telling you are corroborated by the books that you read on exploring the Underdark. But, they're talking about things that were never mentioned there as well. But the things that they say that were mentioned, they seem to match up.
Good, at least I have good text.
Yes. They will let you know that there is another sapient creature in the Underdark that is often the cause of disappearances of Drow. Among, the Dwergar, the other sapient species, but it is one that the Drow would openly conflict with if, they were ever presented in numbers or knew where they lived, but they tend to skulk and stalk their way through the caverns of the Underdark, taking people who are out on their own. And they have a particular use for these victims, that they usually find these bodies of Drow or Dwergar, in off-the-beaten-path tunnels and caverns, with holes in their skull. And the contents missing. They have aptly named the creatures responsible for this Mind Flayers. They don't know where they came from or where they go to when they're not killing Drow or the Dwergar, but they are terrified of them. The only reports they have from people who have survived indicate that they are roughly humanoid in shape. They appear to stand as a man does, but they have several tentacle-like appendages on their face that they use to grab the head of the victim and hold them restrained while they remove their brain. And these tend to exist, as he said, in off-the-beaten-path tunnels and caverns, ones not frequented by the Drow, but nonetheless which need to be patrolled to ensure the borders of any settlement or city in the Underdark. The deeper you go into the Underdark, the more likely you are to be lost to one of them.
You guys is gonna look a little uneasy because he can't see shit in the dark.
It makes two of us, buddy. At least I have a plan.
Yeah, I hate not being able to see in the dark.
Hey, wizard guy who's mentioned he can cast Continual Flame.
Yeah.
Any chance you could have hooked us up during the downtime?
If you had given me a day's notice and the materials, then yes. It's a first level or second level spell? First level spell? Which level spell
I
is
think
it?
it's first level. I know that the materials are like 25 gold worth of stuff, or 30 gold worth of stuff.
50 gold
Metal
worth of
ruby.
crushed rubies.
Oh, it's 50?
Yeah, 50. It's $1 instead of gold for some reason.
Ooh, I wonder, since we have the wonderful Nalia that can craft things, maybe she can craft something I could wear on my head to see in the dark.
Man, I would love that, but
You mean like enchant a rock that you just have on a headpiece?
What? That's
Maybe with like a mirrory kind of thing around it to focus the beam of light.
Sam, would you like to try and help design that? There are craftsmen in the town that could help you with that.
Sure, I can be a part of that. Oh, I forgot that I need to go help the baker. That's the first thing I do on the first day. I go and attempt to help the baker. I don't know if I can help the baker with mending, but
you do find that mending will help, but because of the extent of the damage, it will take more than a single casting. But that just means time, not resources.
Yeah.
Yes, you are able to help the
Flame is
baker.
a second level spell. So yeah, that would not interfere with the fabricates that I would need to be casting otherwise. I also will have at least a few days when I would be able to cast Commune.
Mm-hmm.
So if there are any questions that people would like me to ask with Commune, I think that seems a reasonable thing for us to be able to do.
And you are aware that it will allow you to commune with Ione or a spirit associated with Ione.
Yeah.
In case anyone you offer this to asks, you can tell them with confidence.
Yeah.
does Ione know of a way to give us dark vision?
I believe that there are magic items that one can attune that will allow one to have dark vision.
Is there a way for us to get these? So that would be very useful for several of us.
I like the headlamp idea.
But for dark vision, I suppose we could try and use questions to narrow down a place where one might be able to find magic items that could. It would use a lot of questions, and probably not be particularly helpful unless there was anything here.
Send away for it from another city.
I have one question I'd like to pose. At least my character does. I'm missing a little bit of information. I'd like to be able to use Commune to ask if the Drow have taken a certain circlet that was mentioned to me by Tristan and PM. But I don't remember its name.
Did we not pay?
I can check. I checked the pin.
if Cyrus can give me the name, then that can be one of the questions. I remember you had also wanted to ask about the state of your father, which was one of the questions that didn't get asked with the last commune because we couldn't fit it.
Could do that, or you could just leave it to my sending, whichever you prefer. That's why I bought the scrolls.
If you don't want me to ask the question, then I don't need to.
Well, I would like to ask the question, but it's something that can be bumped again if other questions need to be asked instead.
I mean, I probably have at least 3 days that I can ask questions. So we get 9 yes, no. Because it's 3 each time?
I think commune is
Yes,
3,
three
yes.
questions.
There,
Yeah.
yes, no.
So, it doesn't sound like, unless we're going to try and narrow down explicitly where we could find three items that can grant dark vision all in close proximity to each other.
Yeah, it would actually need to be 4.
4? Oh,
Halfling, 2 dragonborns, and a human.
right. I could reach out to someone at the university to see if anyone has any ideas there, but
Might be better than using a commune for that.
I don't think that either an answer with commune or an answer through the university could give us anything useful in an appropriate time frame.
Too bad.
And Tristan, we did not pin it.
Not my fault.
Who beats dark vision?
We have
Yeah.
2 dragonborn, a halfling, and a human.
Oh,
They
halflings,
don't have
okay.
dark vision.
So I suppose the
mean-
dark vision spell probably isn't the best use of spell slots.
How long does it last?
8 hours.
What spell spot is it?
The second level spell.
Not too bad.
Not even a ritual.
No, it's not a ritual.
And it's not concentration.
Can we get dark vision scrolls?
Not here, or at least Luthri can't.
So the real problem would be more assuming we can engineer that with Nalia's knowledge of how the items work. We just don't have the people to produce them. There are 3 wizards here. One of them's busy running the place. So, like,
Not very many wizards.
I mean, dark vision's a low enough level. I don't think there wasn't anyone else guild associated, but Laramendus wasn't guild associated. There might be somebody that isn't, but chances are any magician in the area would have been recruited into the military. Drafted. That was the word I was looking for.
So you would like to try contacting the university and asking about an item that can do this? Accurate.
Couldn't hurt to ask.
Yeah.
Will you use sending, or will you try to use Ash?
I think... Is there someone that I would be... I don't think there would be another artificer that I was particularly close to outside of Nalia. So,
Have you thought about asking Nalia?
that's fair. I ask Nalia.
Yo, no.
I can tell you that when you ask about this, her eyes do light up. She says, well, normally I would tell you that that would take weeks, maybe months, as I tried to gather the right materials and experimented to get the right balance of components. It can be done, let me assure you. It can be done. It's just enchanting an item has always been a fickle process. It's why not many magic items exist. But since your friend Naravar was able to explain new method, and we have this much more malleable reagent, she kind of like looks around conspiratorially before like whispering behind her hand, residuum. I think I can produce something very quickly.
I assume that that would be part of the work that I'm assisting with.
Can be. You just have very busy days.
Yeah.
You are particularly worn by the end of this week and a half.
Only need to trance for 4 hours.
Yep.
4 of the hours of a long rest can be spent talking.
True. I just mean that you're
wonderful.
you're pulling yourself in a lot of directions.
Yeah.
Which, given that you are getting a long rest every day, isn't going to result in exhaustion at this point, but you do notice, you are aware that you are really getting a lot of use out of the hours of your day. And yes, transing for 4 hours does allow you an extra 4 hours to work specifically with Nalia, who also only has to trans, that you are not distracted.
How much residuum do we use?
How many do you want to produce?
Ideally, we would have the 4, but before making that judgment, we should probably have an estimate of the amount of residuum it would cost.
Oh yes,
for
no, I would
one.
absolutely give
Yeah.
you that right now. I just wanted to understand how many you needed.
I think ideally 1 for each of the people who doesn't have, or it would be presumably attunement.
Mm-hmm. It would be
do each of the people who requires dark vision have a slot with which to attune something?
Very good question.
Let me check.
Raiken has 1 slot remaining.
And are they okay using that slot for dark vision?
Do they
okay.
actually want the item?
To not get my brain sucked out, yes.
Raiken doesn't have anything currently that he wants to attune, so for now, yes, dark vision would be best.
Yes, I think that would be ideal for mine. I can have 1 more.
He wants to be able to see where he can fight.
And Cyrus?
I have the spot, and I could certainly use it until I find something else that I need to put in that slot. But, like, I could also give up the gloves of missile snaring in favor of still keeping the ability for dark vision.
Okay.
But if it's particularly hard to make, because I've been zoned out while looking for the name of that item, I don't need one because I could get around it with my familiar.
The difficulty isn't the question for this so much as the cost.
What's the cost?
We have not been told that yet.
Okay.
I think you're going to be looking at 4,000 per.
How much do we have?
I'm sorry, that laugh was in character. That's a question for Leah. But actually, Leah in character doesn't really know.
Laramendus in character, I think, is a pretty good idea, though.
Larmandus knows. I can't remember if that knowledge got transferred to Leah. I know Leah knows how many pouches she has, but I don't know if the exact intrinsic value of those pouches was ever discussed with her openly.
Okay. So
I
it's
don't
that
think
much-
so.
Yeah.
I think Laramendus, whenever he's been dealing with it, hasn't stated outright how much it is.
Yeah, you talk
Unless
about the
anyone's asked
Residium?
explicitly. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Leah has no idea.
Like, he knows that it's an obscene amount and what the obscene amount is and how useful that can be.
I don't even have it noted. Just I note how many pouches, not how much is in the pouches. Because Leah don't know.
The pouches are £1 each.
Okay.
And for simplicity, they do all contain the same amount, and that value is intrinsic to the pouch. And so what I gave you, Leah, before was a number that I told you to put on one of the sheets, somewhere where you could note it down.
Yeah.
So
That's true, you did that.
right, so similar to your bag of holding, that's something you, Guaco, know. And whenever
I
somebody
have
uses
that
it,
noted,
you
I
can...
just forgot about it.
Right.
Where did I note it?
Also, I found the name of that magic item I was looking for.
Okay.
The Circlet of Inspiration, I believe.
Oh, right.
Does that name mean anything to Laramendus?
That was such a shitty roll.
Did you roll history just now?
Yes.
Yeah, because, I mean, I think that the only way it would really interest him is out of a folklore. What did you get?
I got an 18.
That's still really good.
I rolled a 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I found it. It's a number.
It's a number.
Yep, it is a number.
That is the best way to describe
So,
that.
to produce 4 of these would be 16,000 gold pieces, equivalent value in residuum.
So let's do it then. Yeah, let's do it.
4,000 each, 4,000 total.
4,000 each, times 4 is 16,000.
Okay, so I'll just extract that then.
Okay. It sounds like everyone's in agreement with that. Are you also in agreement with that, Lair?
I think so. We had 1.5 million, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Not even a drop in the bucket.
That seems a fair, a good way to experiment with some residuum.
Mm-hmm.
That is
very
not the
useful.
number I have. The number I have is bigger than that.
Why is not
It
getting
should be 1.5 million.
Then I think you gave me three too many zeros. Because I just copy pasted the number you gave me.
Really?
Yeah.
No, each pouch is worth 500,000, so that should just come out to 1.5 million.
Yeah. That's why I said it's a number. I can't pronounce that number.
I mean, that would be 1.5 billion for
Yeah.
us.
Right, yeah. That is the number I have noted. So
Alright,
under
3 zeros.
on my character sheet is under equipment, all the way about on the bottom to auto possession, and I just copy pasted what you sent me. So
Yeah, it should be 1500000.
yeah, then I'll edit it. And then subtract 16,000.
Yep.
That should leave us with 1,484,000.
Mm-hmm. Now again,
So basically still 1.5.
the characters who are not Laramendus have no concept of this. All you know is that after Nalia and Laramendus do this thing, there are these 4 bracelets, and you receive back the 3 pouches, and you can't really tell that anything has happened. They seem the same.
One of them might be lighter. You're just like weighing it, and you're looking at it, and then I point to a different bag. That's the one that was used.
But Tristan, the reason I know it was copied from your message and not just me rewriting it is the use of commas. Because when I write large numbers, I use space in between each tree. You used commas in between each tree.
Yeah, that's how we do it in America.
Yeah. So I noticed the commas in between each tree, and it's like, that's not how I write it, so this is copy-pasted.
Okay.
Now it's like how I write it.
Okay. As long as it's accurate, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I must have just gotten a little crazy with the zero key. Sorry.
A little crazy, yeah. That's why I was shocked when I saw the number. It's like, wow, these things are expensive.
That's how much we could have had if we hadn't destroyed the mechanism.
Maybe. I mean,
I didn't know.
This is the value
Okay.
of 3,000.
It would definitely have been a game changer.
I still feel bad about that.
Let's see.
Makes for a so much better story, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember that crater in the desert? Yeah, that's us.
It's gone now.
Sense.
Yeah, and also, you know,
Hindsight,
when
dark
getting that
vision.
much residuum, that could cause for very big power changes. Having for you having that explosion caused us to limit ourselves, which usually makes for a better story.
I mean, limit's a strong word.
Compared to what we could have had.
I mean, compared to what we could have had the other direction of 0,
That's
it's
true.
by no means limiting ourselves.
Limiting our possibility.
Okay. Should work. So, those of you who do not have dark vision should be able to go into your equipment list, hit manage equipment, and then do a search for the Bracelet of Night Eye.
Dark vision is for peasants. I have Devil's Sight.
It's true, dark vision is for non-sorcerers.
Non-warlocks, you mean?
Yes, I meant warlocks.
Bracelet of Night Eye.
And once you slot that into your attunement slot, you should see that dark vision appears on your list of senses. And if it does not, let me know, because it means I did something wrong.
And so, what does that need to be adding? Because for me, you cut out when the important word was said.
Bracelet of Night Eye. Should be a rare item.
Boop. Yep, dark vision, 60 feet.
Wait. That means I didn't do it wrong. Important.
Yep, mine's set up right.
Where's senses?
On the left side of your main
Yeah,
sheet.
dark vision, 60 feet. It works for me.
The longer I look at Devil's Sight, the more badass it actually gets. It's a bit OP.
Just a little.
Devil's Sight and Eyes of the Runekeeper are both wonderful.
Yeah.
It's like you can see normal in darkness, both magical and non-magical, to a distance of 120. So it's like, yeah, not black and white, and even in magical darkness.
Yes. You know that thing that all Drow can produce? Yeah, that.
Yeah, that. Which means that it's going to be a very good asset to have in the Underdark.
Yeah.
Although we determined that Ash can dispel magical darkness because
for-
it counts as a more powerful spell.
Well, only for like a. If he's like the sunlight, right?
Well, the spell Daylight is a third level spell that can dispel
he's-
darkness.
So, at that point,
Daylight,
they'd both
he's
be
not got
cast as third level spells unless somebody didn't, and so that the new one cancels out the old one if they're the same level. Ooh, I wonder if they should, like, roll off or something. if they were like both already cast and then intersected.
Well,
Darkness is a second level or lower. Light from a spell of second level or lower. But like daylight will dispel darkness because it's a third level spell.
I was just.
I actually looked that up about half an hour ago.
Okay.
So I was like,
I'm just curious, is it only when Ash is shedding daylight does he dispel things? Or does his regular light dispel darkness as well?
Well, his regular light is light, which I think is a second level spell. It's
The
like
light is a cantrip.
Okay. So then no.
Okay. That's just what I wanted to make sure I understand.
Oh, that's how I accomplished it. Ha ha ha.
What?
I was trying to remember how I accomplished these pentagons, and then I remembered I didn't use a tool. I drew them corner by corner.
Actually, let me see the sheet. Quick question.
Huh?
So for recharging the gnomish the gnomish rod of healing,
Yeah.
is it a D8 plus 1 or is it just a D8?
The D8 plus 1.
Okay.
Let's say that.
It does not.
It definitely says it in the description, but for some reason one of the description panels does not display normally, and I don't know how to view it.
Huh.
Most unfortunate.
you just copy it into the second panel. It should be visible to other people.
Yeah, I just need to know which panel's which.
If you have it in one and not in the other.
No way. I'm also just not on the sheet for it right now. Doing something different.
Yeah, I'm trying to pick my last spell. I'm preparing spells.
I see.
Trying to find something that will be handy.
So, just as a side note, rolled 3 1s in a row. So it took 4 days to recharge this bloody thing.
Nice.
Most unfortunate. Why'd you have to suck so bad, man?
But the 4th roll was an 8.
Alright. Not good or bad?
8 is good, because it just means it tops off by the 4th day.
Cool.
I'm just trying to make sure I have accurate track of the charges.
Okay. Alright.
Two last shopping type things for this I would still like to get continual flame or whatever it is cast on one of my daggers, if possible. Just because having a light source I can send out is useful even with dark vision.
No, yeah, I would be willing to do that.
Alright, I'll take off the 50 gold on my sheet for the spell component. Assuming I can find the ruby.
We could also eat into the residuum if you want to try and convince people of that.
I mean, if we can use it to create magic items, I think I'll use gold where I can.
Okay.
Because while I acknowledge we have more than we can probably ever use, if we ever end up needing to use a massive, multi-100,000 amount for, some legendary item or something, it's not something we can make at the moment. It's not something we can get back.
He's got a point.
Yeah, that is fair.
So, yeah. And then the last thing is I'd like to buy just a blank book, a journal for basically for what I mentioned to you in PM's Tristan.
Yes, that should be fine.
Right. I'll just go off the base book price in
Right, there we go.
handbook.
Okay, oops. Shoot. Darn. Okay, you okay over there, buddy?
Yes.
Okay. Heard some heavy breathing. I'm like, I hope that's not snoring.
No, I'm just really hot. It's really hot in my room.
Is there a way you can fix that?
I don't have an AC.
You don't have any what?
I don't have an air conditioner.
Ooh. That sucks.
So, books are surprisingly expensive, but I guess that's because they're meant to have had something in them for what's listed in the player's handbook. What would you consider a reasonable price for a blank journal?
Books are expensive because the materials that they're made of are expensive.
Leather and paper are not easily produced.
Fair enough.
What are the prices that they're giving you?
The default for a book that has that's fully written that you'd be buying is 25 gold for a 5-pound book.
I think that sounds fair.
Okay, then I need to borrow some gold from Leah.
What now?
I don't know if Leah has gold.
Then who has the party
the
gold
bag of-
at the moment?
The bag of holding has gold.
How does it?
Shouldn't it?
I don't know. There was somebody who refused to keep the money in the bag of holding.
Wasn't that Bruno?
That was Bruno.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to.
Yeah,
Hold
once
on,
we
so-
lost our bank, we turned Leah into the bank.
Okay.
I need
The
to.
richest statue in the world.
Only you could get at it.
Yeah, too bad it's all stone now.
It's pebbles. Pretty much.
So he was probably crushed to dust.
Yeah, the elemental was not happy with him. So yeah, I could use 25 gold if Leah is amendable to that.
25, yeah, sure. I'm gonna have to find my sheet. Working from different PCs is always the hassle. Let's see.
Okay. So, I have modified the city's outer wall and added a block that will represent, for the time being, Temple of Illustray, that Cyrus has helped to construct.
Okay, you said 25 gold pieces?
Yep.
I'll only have 9. The rest is in platinum.
Well, then 2 plat. I'll pay the rest.
Yeah,
Forgot that
give
we-
it to.
Yeah, we
I-
had it
I-
all
I give you-
transferred into plat when we left.
Yeah.
Okay.
I give you 3 plats, so you have something to do. Go on. And
Alright.
buy something nice for yourself.
Get yourself a decent haircut.
I'm not really sure what to say to that. Like, do I not look nice? I mean, I just bought these clothes.
Oh yeah, shit, that's something I also wanted to do, Dresden.
Nah.
Since we're going to stay in the city just doing things for 10 days, Leah would have wanted to get into different clothing.
Okay.
Not run around in armor at all times, since you no longer have to.
Sure. I mean, inside the city, it should be safe enough. That's what they're for.
And get some commoner clothes, like some decent looking commoner clothes from that fits the style of Brondor, so she don't stick out too much.
Okay. I mean, if you want good quality clothing that's fits in well, you're looking at like 15, 20 gold worth.
Oh, wow. Sure.
Well, because, it's the whole outfit. Shoes, stockings, a dress.
Yeah. So that's 2 plat?
That's 2 plat.
Yeah. There.
Now, if you really want to look rich, go up to 50 plat.
Yeah, no,
that's 50 not gold, not plat.
I mean, if you want to look very rich, 50 plat would do it.
Yeah, it would.
It'd be like you make an outfit out of the platinum coins. It's like chain armor out of platinum coins.
Let's turn this platinum into thread and make me a dress out of it.
There you go.
Pretty much.
Platinum thread. Oh my god. It's so hard to work with. I don't think platinum is a particularly soft metal. I don't know.
Pretty soft.
It is?
I would think. Gold's pretty soft.
Yeah, gold is, yeah, but silver
I
isn't.
don't believe
So.
that platinum is, though.
I am curious.
I don't actually know anything about platinum, so.
I am curious if other people in the party feel the way that Leah does and would have taken to not regularly wearing their armor within the city.
I mean, it's easy for Raiken.
It is easy for Raiken. I'm talking for people who it is not easy for, like our plate armor person who can't summon it onto him. Yukikaze. Okay.
Would I wear my armor around?
Yeah, I mean, you know that you're spending 10 days in the city, you know that the city is walled, and none of the people who live here wear armor from day to day. It also makes it a little easier, to relate to people if you don't come off as intimidating, and armor can be intimidating. However,
personable to not wear it.
Right, but armor of Bahamut might, in fact, help your cause, so there's a little give and take here. There could be times when you do use it, because it helps people to know, what you're saying is genuine because you're representing Bahamut.
One of the crests of Bahamut's on the breastplate, right? Can I actually just, like the Spanish conquistador kind of thing where they just wear the metal...
You're just gonna wear the cuirass?
Yes. Would that...
I mean, I think that it would confer bonuses akin to a breastplate, but you wouldn't be wearing the whole armor. You are still attuned to it, so you technically get the side benefits, but your AC would be different.
I don't care about the benefits. I'm thinking looks, really.
I mean, it would look like you're wearing, just like the Spanish conquistadors, a very shiny cuirass and backplate. And it's going to have it's emblazoned on the front with the blue dragon Bahamut.
Actually,
painted it.
no. Something fun that I don't know how long. How long does it take to make clothing, or like have something custom done in clothing?
It can take a couple of days, depending on how extravagant you're going. If it all needs to be custom done, but if like they have stuff on hand that will fit, it'll take a lot less time.
I think what I'll do instead of wearing it, I think might be fun. Is also I will motivate, even though the Drow do worship or have their goddess they follow. I'm thinking I'll also always encourage people to, follow under Bahamut, but not pressure it at all. So I will wear. So I wonder if I could close to after the first couple days have a custom shirt made that has the symbol of Bahamut on it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be nice to have on hand, personally.
Yeah, I mean, the symbol of Bahamut is widely enough known that somebody could do that stitching for you. It would, if you commissioned it the first day, you'd have it by the fourth day, just because that's a lot of thread and a lot of stitching to get it done, but you would be able to have a nice-looking shirt that would have this basically embroidered onto the front of it.
Wonder if I should do it smaller. No, the fourth day is fine. I think the fourth day is reasonable. Yeah, so we'll do that. I'll get a cut. I also have to ask for funding because I'm still poor. From Leah, if I could get enough cash to real quick get that shirt and also the money for my sword.
Yeah, sure.
Wow.
They'd want 5 gold for that shirt.
How many for the sword work also, by the way?
The sword work is going to be 10 gold.
Okay, so you get a plat. You can get more. You get 2 plats.
Because they just need... They need good enough metal to be able to...
Oh, they gotta use good metal. I ain't gonna allow them to use not good metal.
Okay, then 20 gold.
Okay, then you get another plat. 3 plats.
Platinum dragon, right?
And you get a plat, and you get a plat.
Yeah, everyone's sugar daddy tonight.
Goodness.
Oh, gosh.
Thank you, Leah.
All a bunch of sugar babies.
Okay.
Also, apparently, platinum is softer than gold, but it
is.
gouges
really?
instead of flaking off. So if you scratch it, it just separates a bit instead of a flake of platinum coming off.
Ah.
Unrelated to anything.
Apropos of nothing, don't do this to your coins, please.
Isn't it used in catalytic converters?
Platinum is, yes.
Yeah.
That's because it's like one of the... It's very close to inert.
So yeah, I would like to do that, and then if I get that shirt, and when I get that shirt, I will... Actually, no, I just...
Well, apparently they do actually make platinum thread that they use in electronics.
Yeah.
I will not wear the armor around town, but once I get that shirt made, I will wear that shirt.
Okay. Now, Vendar, you're out and about outside of the town doing your survival thing. So I imagine you are wearing your armor.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be wearing my armor like usual.
Okay. Jebel, you are cursed, so you're wearing your armor.
Yes, I was going to say, I cannot really take it off.
Does Jebel wish to no longer be cursed?
Jebel can do that himself.
You seem so content, cursed.
I think I can ask if I'm given a day's notice. I can prepare the new spell, but if he's content to stay that way,
To be fair, also, Raiken might not have his armor on, but he will always has his belt on.
Oh, fuck.
I got a quick question. I didn't take it off my list. Cyrus, did I ever give you back my cloak, or your cloak of resistance?
Oh, he went to the bathroom.
Oh, son of a bleep.
So, did you
Well,
ever give him back his Cloak of Resistance, or did you keep it for yourself?
I'm going to give it back. I am not going to do that to him. I just wasn't sure if I did or not because it's still on my list. And
I mean, you can always keep it. I don't mind.
No.
I don't.
Because I, in good conscience, is not going to keep it.
Tristan, I have a question.
Yeah.
When they were telling us about the mind flayers, did they give us like all the information about them?
If you are going to ask about a specific piece of information that you're concerned about, you can DM it to me, but I don't know what you're implying.
Okay. I'll DM it to you.
Yeah.
Cool. Out of curiosity, does anybody actually sleep in their armor? Apropos of nothing.
I mean,
I mean, technically.
Yeah, I know, you don't have armor.
I mean, Jebel.
Jebel's cursed. I meant people who can take it off.
Yeah, I've always made a big deal about dressing into my Nighticon and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't sleep with armor.
Okay.
I'm gonna say
I think I might if I'm like out in the field, but if I'm like in an inn, then I definitely wouldn't.
Okay, Malachi, sorry, you keep getting...
No, I was gonna say probably first night because everything was kind of still settling in, and then after the first night, no.
Alright. 5th edition doesn't have a punishment for sleeping in plate armor, other than that if you were exhausted, you would not become not exhausted, so I guess that's okay. It is terrible, like, you just sort of, you're tired, you just want to be done, you do your personal thing, and you go to sleep, and when you wake up the next day, you know, aside from what I'm about to describe, you're just, like, you're rested, but you're unhappy. You know it's not a, like, awesome idea to sleep in armor because it's not comfortable. You've got sore spots and pinches and, you know, it's not great. But it doesn't give you any negatives, because it doesn't in this edition.
It just sucks.
Oh, but you said for the first day.
Yeah, because everything, like, things were starting to look good, and I'm just gonna be just a little wary.
Okay. So this is after the second night, going into the third day. Forgot about this. You are all woken from your beds in Nalia's manse. Which, before I get there, I guess I should ask, Vendar, if he would be coming back to the manse the first couple of nights, or if he would really just be staying out, working on his survival the whole time. And coming back from camping out in the woods to work with the party during the day.
He'd probably stay out there with Len on the night.
Okay. I mean, it's kind of up to you, but that does make sense. So you would be like having woken up the next morning, and kind of stored everything at your campsite. You know, told Lynn you're gonna go back to meet the party, and you're, you know, walking through the woods back toward the town. You know, as you break through from the line of trees, which is a ways out, you know, from the city, and you can see the city wall, you know, maybe about a mile ahead of you. You're not close. You do suddenly see, like, splinters of wood fly up into the air above the wall, followed by a cloud of smoke. and several seconds later you hear a crash as the sound finally reaches you of splintering wood and an explosion.
That doesn't seem good.
No. The rest of the party gets woken up by an explosion directly on top of them. Raiken, you specifically find that you are now sharing your small room on the upper floor of Nalia's mansion with a giant who has busted through the roof of the building and is now glaring down at you.
Oh no.
This is why you take it off.
Why did I remind you of this?
So, welcome to the Belt of Giants.
God damn it. I knew I shouldn't have said anything about it. Would have been just fine. On our way.
So, well, this is awkward.
Oh, goodness.
I can't fix that. That's wood.
Hello.
I think what you mean is it's hilarious.
I realized I was muted. How many rooms? How do we have to sleep in?
I imagine that the man's is large enough to give you each your own if you want them. You can share them if you prefer.
In that case, Leah would sleep for herself because having the chance to do that once in a while is refreshing to a girl that spends all her time with boys.
Mm-hmm.
So, she take that chance, so she's not in the same room as Raiken when this happens.
Mm-hmm. Where'd Jubble go? He's around here somewhere. Oh, he was out in the woods. Would you be sleeping out in the woods like Vendar, helping them with the survival, or would you be sleeping in the city?
Hold on, let's have a look-see. City.
You would sleep in the city. Okay, so you just kind of go out, help train them in foraging and survival and tracking, and then you go back into the city to sleep at Nalia's place.
Unless it's the first night. The first night I'd probably spend the night out.
No, this is the,
Second,
this
did you
is,
say?
yeah, the morning of the third day, after the second night.
Okay, so yeah, city now. First night, giving pointers. Second night, let him try and figure it out on his own.
Okay.
If he dies, he dies.
Indeed. Alright. Let's see. Any of these? Oh, cool. Oh, that's background. That's why. Token. Okay, cool. And this? Yeah, that looks right. Okay, we'll quickly do this. Boom. Go. Dum-dum. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just so funny. Hey. Okay, what's gonna be the breakdown up here? There can be a room.
There's a reason why this is called Everyone Loves Raiken. Just like to make a mess of everything.
Oh, yeah.
First it's lizard paste all over the wall. Now it's a giant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Giant paste.
Oh god, no. No! I am not cleaning that up.
Okay. That at least gives me just something to work with.
Walks in just like, Raiken, are you? Oh my god.
My eyes. Oh god, my eyes.
Now I know what happened. Damn it. Failure. Abject failure. Stupid. Sorry. There's out so, apps.
Long time since I've watched that movie.
What?
Oh, Sam shared an image from
Young Frankenstein.
Ah.
That movie had some cast.
Some?
Some cast.
Oh.
What's the name of your man who played the blind guy again? I can't remember. He played Lex Luthor in the Superman movies.
Jesse Eisenberg.
I think he's not entirely wrong. He did play Lex Luthor in one of the Superman movies.
Gene Hackman.
Oh, that's
Good enough.
With the wooden arm.
What?
In Young Frankenstein, there was like the head of the local militia or whatever he was.
Yeah,
the wooden
Inspector
arm.
Kemp.
Yeah. It's like he had to use his other hand to move his arm all the time.
Oh.
Anywho.
I vaguely remember the scene where they're playing darts. Does he distract him and then walk up to the board and just like jam all the darts in and then walk back?
Seems silly. Very silly. Okay. I mean, it's imperfect, but, you know. Gets the job done. We're going to ignore that these guys are already on the map. So. Raiken, I guess I'll give you first pick of rooms. There's 3 in this upper right corner, there's 2 in the bottom right corner, and there's 3 along the left wall.
Raiken will take whatever room is closest to the stairs.
Okay. Here. Leah?
Hold on. I was looking at Twitch. I guess I can take one of the smaller ones on the top.
Okay. Here. There.
No particular preference.
Give you this long one here.
Okay.
Yuki, have you got a preference? This one's in the corner. If corners matter to you.
It's the one that's by itself. Yeah, I think I'll take a room by myself this time too.
Alright. There's a small room here, a medium room here, and a large room here. My two small guys, where are you gonna be? This one just says...
I'd take like the smaller of the two rooms.
Alright.
Double the more space just to get friends.
Gebel? Big room,
Yeah, I was going to
medium
say
room.
where I am.
Okay.
Big room because I'm not beside anyone.
Okay. Oh, I forgot about this thing. Can't do that, can we? Let's see.
I'm a little bit confused by what's happening right now.
I don't know what's happening exactly, but I know why it's happening, which is the important thing.
I kind of know why it's happening. Because I remember part of the description of the belt, but like how this is happening escapes me.
The giants come back for his belt. It's the belt of giants. Or maybe it turns into a giant. I don't know.
No, it just attracts giants.
Well, that works for you because you're always looking to fight something.
Does it attract giants? Because I understood that it made you attractive to giants
Yeah,
in
that's
less a magnetic sense and more in a sexual sense.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Oh man, this giant wanted you so bad it crossed the continent.
Somehow it just got.
Yeah.
My
That's why-
soulmate is out there.
There's one sexy giant just over there. I need to go.
Woo!
Oh, God, I get the image of man Robert Picardo in Gremlins 2 at the end when he sees the female gremlin and he just looks at her and just kind of tilts his head like, I guess so.
I guess so.
It's because she's been coming on to him all this time, and then at the end he just kind of goes like, okay.
So this is what we're doing. Woo! There we go. So yeah, all right. I mean, I guess let's get initiative. Everybody, please roll while I set up some music.
I rolled well on initiative. This doesn't happen.
Oh,
Roll
goodness.
poorly on initiative. This always happens.
So am I here? Am I close enough to roll initiative, or am I just?
I mean, not really.
I'm okay with it.
The party's just gonna have to survive without you, man.
Oh god, that doesn't look good. I wonder what's going on in there.
Yeah. And I mean, like, all you can really see that's going on is that there was some kind of blast that caused wood and dust to fly skyward. And, you know, several seconds later, because of the distance the sound had to cover, you hear the... and you're just like, I don't know what's happening there, but I'm glad I'm not part of it.
Just look over, put your head down and roll.
I just like turn back around.
So, Lynn, today might not be a good day for the speechifying. Thinking we just, you know, find more berries. Berries is good, right?
Have we all had the benefit of a long rest since
Absolutely.
last time? Okay.
I was going to
figured I
say
just
that
wanted to
before, but I kept distracting myself with stuff, so I'm sorry. Yes, please, everybody, click the long rest buttons on your sheet and make sure that your health goes back to full and all of your spell slots are unspent.
I actually have one question. So this is at the end of a day? You said?
This is at the dawn of a new day.
At the dawn of a new day, okay.
This is at the end of a... This happens... Mechanically, this happens at the end of a long rest. You have a long rest.
Alright. I just wanted to make sure. Like, I was fine either way. I just wanted to know if I would have had spent all the 6 little spell slot on making walls that day or something.
Yeah, no. This happens at the end. Mechanically... I mean, it's happening, so I don't have a problem telling you. Mechanically, what happens with this thing is that, at the end of a long rest, there is a % chance, that a giant of a random type that is hostile to the person wearing the item appears.
It's just taken from wherever he was in the world and appears.
and starts off pissed off at the person who's wearing the thing.
It's like, oh, what the fuck am I doing here?
That is the curse of giants.
It'd be great if they knew of the existence of the belt and just utterly hated the belt with a burning passion.
I mean, you remember that axe?
Okay.
Oh boy. Raiken, I blame you? Alright.
I blame the voice of the sky.
I mean, it is definitely partially my fault. I didn't make you keep the belt on. I definitely made the belt.
It gives me strength.
I definitely had, like, both fingers on both hands and both my toes crossed that you would never take it off until this happened. And even then would keep it on.
He'll still probably keep it on.
No, you won't.
Yeah, I think that there will be a discussion.
Is that before or after the roof gets fixed?
Probably Deering. How's Deering work for you?
The rest of the group is literally gonna have to hold Raiken down to take away strength from him.
Oh, goodness.
I mean, it's not hard, just a little...
Now the issue is cursed too, isn't it? So it'll just pop back on him if he's not.
Yeah, they have to uncurse it.
It's like if it was just removing it, then Venar would be able to do without you noticing easily.
Leah got remove curse and also eye bite, so I think we'll do fine.
Alright, enough of that. No more strategizing about how to take out Raiken. The only thing you do know is that you have been abruptly and shudderingly awoken from the terrifying sounds of something exploding very nearby. And then the booming baritone echoing through the town streets as you just hear this voice in broken comments saying, "Bastard!"
At least you can just magically grow your armor on.
Yeah, I'll assume everyone wake up.
No, I don't. I still have to put it on.
Yeah, but it's
I haven't been wearing it.
That's just very evil. I say the first day I'm not wearing my armor, I am wearing it, and then take it off on the second day.
I mean, I definitely was like, yeah, A little bit. But I mean, you know, you always fight in your armor. This is more interesting, because you don't usually do this.
It's like, well, never mind. Yeah, we gotta start playing. We gotta start role-playing it.
Okay, so I now have... I'm sorry, I just wanted to make sure that I had some music set up, that it wasn't going to be, like, only 2 songs repeating back and forth. Alright, let's see here. I need the... What has happened? There it is. Night Yakov. Alright, edit this. Alright, Cyrus, initiative.
15.
15. Leah, initiative.
17.
17. Venda... no Venda. Jebel, initiative.
16.
At least I'm giving somebody else the chance to be the top.
Yeah. Laramentus.
21.
Wow. Yukikaze.
That never happened.
Where's my initial? What's your modifier there? Laramentus?
My modifier is 3.
And he goes over me.
Okay, so you're also 21, but second.
Yep.
Okay, and Raiken.
3.
3. Bad guy rolled a nat 20.
Okay.
Wow.
A bad day for Raiken.
You're startlingly awoken and quickly punched in the face
Twice.
by a giant.
Because
And I have low
everybody...
AC.
everybody is considered surprised. Which means that you cannot act on the first round because you are surprised.
So he gets to whoop on Raiken twice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It is very unfortunate. I'm like, alright, let's see how this thing rolls. Because I don't have a big dex bonus, you know? They have a dex bonus.
They have a Tristan bonus.
But, yeah, then they kinda just slightly might have rolled a natural 20. A little bit. I'm sure it'll be fine. Probably. Okay. All this extra white space, hit enter.
This is day 2?
Day 3, beginning of day 3.
Day 3. Alright, then I need to remove some charges from the Mellish Rod of Healing, because that's actually important now. Because all of those ones.
Yep, sorry. This was, my fault. We know that by the end you're there, so why don't, for simplicity, if you don't have it written down, just roll.
I know how many charges I'm supposed to have. I should have 6, because it was 1, 1, 1.
Oh, okay.
With all plus ones. So
Right.
it's 6, and then it's 8 the next day, which means regardless of how many I use, I still go back to full.
Okay, cool. You have 6. That's what you know. Okay. So, yes, Raiken, you are suddenly and unhappily awoken from your latest dream as the roof above you explodes and splinters of wood and plaster fall down upon you, and suddenly this boot comes down on top of you as this booming voice shrieks out through the city, "Bastard!" It doesn't have a listed stomp attack, but I'm gonna just give it one that's not nearly as potent as its listed weapon attack.
Don't worry, it'll crit on it.
I mean, it does have advantage, so it might. It does not. But that is a 24 to hit.
Let's just say that doubles my armor right now, so...
Alright. That is normally that, so I'm instead going to do this. And that is 16 points of bludgeoning damage. It then gets to stomp you again, because it gets multi-attack. It rolls higher that time, but still not a crit. Better damage, though. That is going to be 22 points of non-magical bludgeoning damage.
Alright.
And because you're not wearing armor, you don't get to reduce it, sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So, we go through the round, you are all woken up by this. No one is quite able to act yet, due to the surprise, so top of the second round, and, you know, just to be fair, I will double-check that surprise, to make sure I'm not screwing that up, but I'm pretty sure if you are surprised, you don't get to act, and because you are woken up, you are surprised. Freeze! Surprise. The DM determines who might be surprised. If neither side tries to be stealthy, they automatically notice each other. Otherwise, the DM compares dexterity stealth of anyone hiding, passive wisdom of each on the opposing side. Any character or monster that doesn't notice a threat is surprised. If you're surprised, you can't move or take an action on your first turn of combat, and you can't take a reaction until that turn ends. As a member of a group... A member of a group can be surprised even if other members aren't. Okay, yeah. So, it's, as I said, you just don't get actions until after your turn comes. Then you can react, and then on this next round, you get to act. So, it's going to raise its axe and try to attack you with that, as it is going to just... Whoopsies. I started moving the, boy. Anyway, it's gonna just smash through the wall, partially out into the hallway now, to give itself, enough distance to swing its axe at you. Because you're just too close. It crit. I'm gonna roll it, because I think that will probably result in less damage.
Probably. Besides, rolling crits is fun. That's the entire reason we have the not as good crit roll.
Okay, so yeah, significantly lower from rolling than if I had just doubled the average. That's just 28 points of slashing.
Alright.
Battle starts to show off at the tempo coordinating.
And then it swings its axe.
Just got this one.
And then it swings its axe one last time and deals 9 points of slashing. So it beats the ever-loving shit out of you while you are laying in your bed.
Yeah, you know, before we had the long rest, I have 1 point less than what I had before the long rest.
Well, hey, at least you have your full array of smites to throw at this thing.
Yeah, except I still have to put my armor on and get my weapon.
I think that's the end of its turn. Let me double check and make sure. Okay, yeah, it just gets the multi-attack where it gets to make 2 attacks with its great axe, which it did. It literally, this axe that is as big as you are, just comes down, smashes you into the bed. You are just cut and beaten, and you just woke up, man. This is rude. Okay.
Now you're mad.
So now it's Laramendis. You've had a turn after opening your eyes. Like, what the hell was that? To hear this yelling and crying out and smashing going on next to you.
Okay.
Nearby, I should say.
I am going to cast Mage Armor.
Okay.
Because things seem chaotic enough that that's probably not a bad idea.
And then go back to sleep.
I do that, yeah, and then just it's fine.
Sounds like Raiken had a wild night.
I think he just thinks Nalia's experiments are going a bit out of control.
So I can get into the hallway, but I can't get to the point where I would be able to see that there is a giant who has destroyed walls, I think.
I mean, you have 30 feet,
Unless
right?
enough of the roof has gone.
I mean, a significant portion of the roof has collapsed. You've got, some holes spidering over to where you are, so you can see some daylight peeking through. You've got, no, you're not actually allowed to see around a corner that breaks your line of sight. So yeah, no,
Yep.
you can't actually see it. Alright, you have mage armor. Yukikaze, you are woken up and you hear this smashing and screaming. It's nearby.
So that sounds like
Fun?
something dangerous is going on out there.
Yep. You know it will take you at least 5 minutes to put your armor on.
Which is too long for a combat encounter.
Yeah, I know.
Alright.
He starts putting on a time as gets out. Where were you?
Wait,
Yeah.
is there enough time just to throw the breastplate on and go out there like that?
I think the breastplate is the longest thing.
I mean,
Because
so the
the whole
cuirass
strap.
is attached to the back plate loosely. If you throw it on, it's basically just going to be like if you cut a hole in a book and hung it over your shoulders. It's not tied together at all. So it will be hanging around you. Like, it might deflect blows. I would say if you did that, it would take your action to do it, and you would gain plus 3 AC.
I'm not even gonna, because it's just gonna think to itself, what the hell's going on? Someone's in trouble. Grab my swords and go.
Alright. At this point, Kibimaru's still being repaired, so I assume it's Ki and Sumimaru?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so you can grab those and you can move. 15 feet gets you out into the hallway. Looking down, you do see a broad thigh up to a firm buttock where that ends at the ceiling. The skin is blue, as you can see in the image, and it is wearing a boot that just looks like it was made out of the entire skin of a single cow. And you can hear this grunting and shouting as it attacks into the, it's smashed through the wall of the room is Raiken's.
You guys just gonna look down a little and be like, God damn it.
So you can still move 15, which would get you to here, or you can do something else. You still have an action. And a bonus action. So you could double move, or you could, throw a weapon or something like that, or you could,
I knew where people were when we were, where everyone was staying, right? That's common knowledge because it's the second night. So I know that should be Raiken's room.
Yeah.
So, in a big, booming voice, Yukikaze is gonna yell, "There's a giant attacking Raiken!"
What?
Get out of bed! And then I will move forward and take a defensive stance because, yeah, I'm gonna get ready to attack.
Okay, so you can choose to defend, which will give you give enemies disadvantage to hit you. Or you could utilize your pendant, I think is the other option you have on your turn.
I'm going to defend.
Okay.
I need to assess the situation, so that's where I'm at. Go.
Sounds good. Leah.
Yes. I'm going to first off ask Lorelei to go invisible and scout ahead.
Okay.
Right, so I know what's ahead of me.
Okay, she immediately
Before
says there's a
falling
giant
out.
out here.
I mean, I heard that before, so I understand what's going on, but I don't know exactly where.
Okay.
Oh.
And
It's like turn
our
left.
tactic, yeah, our tactic is usually to have her close to the victim, so I have the victim close to the enemy.
Yeah. She can be out there.
Derek reminded me of something useful with familiars the other day that I'd completely forgotten existed. That it's possible to use a familiar to cast spells for you, like your spells through them, especially like if you want to use touch spells on them.
Well,
Yeah.
specifically touch spells.
Specifically
Yeah.
touch spells. That's something I might get use of, but I have to. I don't think I have many good touch spells to use on on enemy targets, but I have some good ones on friendlies that can be useful. So, just a little reminder that exists because I had completely forgotten.
You said the
I
word.
was thinking of that.
You should have heard me yell, so right? Everyone probably heard me.
Yeah.
So you should know where the giant is.
I mean, you were right outside my bedroom at the time, so yeah, I can clearly tell. I'm just messing around on my. I'm using my mouse pad at the moment, by the way, because I did not give myself enough time to attach a mouse to it. So that's why things goes a little slower for me, because mouse pads suck. Did the music just become louder?
It's this song is louder than the others. I don't know why it always is. But it's still in the green, so everybody's voices are still much louder than it.
Yeah, when it turned on, that music, it startled the heck out of me because you use a different bot.
Yep.
And since I never used this chat on this Discord before, that means that the volume was reset. So when you turned that on, it exploded in my headset.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, but I've used this bot before. But yeah, it's right. You're on a different PC.
Yeah. So
Okay, I'm gonna have
get
to
the heck
just-
out of it.
I was scrolling through my images to see if I had a sprite already, but I guess it's in a folder that I don't want to open, so I'm just gonna pull a new one.
Yeah, okay. My only touch spells are fly and remove curse. So it's only when I can only use that familiar effect if I want to use it on friendly target.
But that's a really effective way of forcing the remove curse if you decide.
Yeah, that's true. She can go invisible and just do it.
Yeah, nothing I can do about it. Rude.
Yeah. Because I believe going invisible is like a free action for or something for sprite. It's like it's second nature to them. I have to look that up, of course, but doesn't matter right now. Yeah, so I'm gonna bust out in the hall once Lorelai has declared that yeah, you can come out here, and just bust out of the door and face towards the giant, which I assume I can see since it looks like it's been tearing down that entire side of the wall.
Oh yeah, it busted out through this wall and it's busted the ceiling. What you can see is basically its hip down to its foot, sticking through the ceiling.
So much for sleeping by myself, I guess. So do I have line of sight so I can just Eldritch Blast?
Yep. It's very
I
tall,
don't-
so Raiken or Yukikaze being in front of you does not block you at all.
Yeah, then I Eldritch Blast. Let's see how that works with that, because I don't have any space anywhere right now since everything is in shambles, so I'm using the dice on the website. Yeah, because I disassembled my PC, so it's like there's like cords and everything just all over the place. There's not much room for me to have anything anywhere right now. So I'm using the die on the website. I hope that's fine. Let's see, Eldritch Blasts. Which one? I guess I clicked that one for attack. Yeah.
Yeah, if
Okay.
you click, if you click on the plus
And-
whatever to attack, that will roll the d20.
Okay, yeah, and it rolls. It rolls one at a time. Interesting. and lost it. Where did it go? I have.
It should appear in the bottom right corner with a little.
Yeah, but it just decided to just remove itself. Well, I remember what it said. I remember what the dice number said, so I can just do the calculations on my own. 26.
26 will hit.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Wow, this piece is not good enough for this website. It lags a little when the dice rolls. This is not a gaming PC, mind you. The laptop is like for work purposes, so it's not nearly as strong as my PC, as my desktop. 11 points of force damage. Heck, I forgot to use Hex. I guess I used that next.
11 points of force damage for the first hit, I assume?
Yeah.
Alright.
Second hit is 14 to hit.
14?
Yeah.
14 will miss.
Okay. Last is 22 to hit.
22 will hit.
Okay. That's 9 points of force damage.
9 points of force damage.
So it doesn't seem like my luck on die is any better on digital than physical. I mean, still 2 rolls below average on the D10s. The D10s just don't agree with me.
Alright. So you bust out of the room, turn left, you see Yukikaze in front of you, and you see this leg sticking through the ceiling, the wood beneath the heel of the boot, like splintering, and you can hear it creaking as the thing stands before you. You raise your wand and fire off 3 blasts to strike it, and as they hit it right in the buttock, you just hear no! Alright, who's after Leah? After Leah is Jebel.
Eldritch butt.
So I step forward, and I open my door.
There is a buttock.
Just what the hell?
You just got these 2 huge legs standing in front of you.
For Jabal to be able to see the bum, he's going to have to look up a bit.
Yeah. You're staring into, you know, the calves, the backs of the leather boots.
What do I actually see him attacking Raiken? Like, that's what I see happening.
I mean, there's kind of a lot of him in the way, but he seems to be mostly facing where Raiken is. And you've been hearing the smashing and crying and the Raiken going, "Ah!" I mean, I shouldn't say that. I don't know. Maybe Raiken has been taking the entire beating in silence.
I mean, he wouldn't be crying.
Do it harder. He's a masochist. He's like, oh yeah, do it harder.
Oh god.
Yeah, like I imagine him crying and then asked afterward where he crying. He'd be like, "It's called a battle cry."
That was bad. So yeah, you open the door and there's just this pair of legs in front of you, and you can see that through the legs on the other side of him, that the wall of the room adjacent is smashed out, and there's just blood splattered on the wall and the bedding, and you can hear, you know, Raiken is grunting with the pain of the blows. Is that all you got? Is that all you got? That was pretty good, actually.
Okay. I considered preparing this spell, but I have a scroll.
You have a scroll
of polymorph.
Of polymorph.
I see you had the same idea I did, sir. Or at least you might have. Let's see.
Turns
Okay.
it into a dragon.
So, you cast polymorph. What does it roll?
I believe it is a wisdom saving throw.
That's not what I wanted. Oh. Saving throws. Okay. Alright.
Yeah.
He has to beat 15.
Well, it got a 10, so it doesn't.
Well, it's a crab.
And all of a sudden, all that rage, all of that noise, all of that violence and thunder just...
Please say it's hanging on Raiken's toe.
Yeah,
I wanted to make it something that's small, but that doesn't really move terribly quickly.
I was gonna go with a worm.
I'm not sure if worm is in the list.
There is no list. It's polymorph. You turn it into a creature.
So is any creature? I thought it was just like specifically like.
Oh, I found my winner.
The new form can be any beast whose challenge rating is equal or less than the target's.
Right.
Or a target's level, it has no challenge rating.
Beast. So
yeah. For your crab battle, crabs have a challenge rating of 0. Goodness gracious.
Alright, now to pick it up and toss it outside the city.
Or in the ocean. Can giants swim?
Probably.
You better do it before Raiken has to go at it, because he's pissed.
Oh, jeez, yeah, it's...
No.
Fuck up a fight.
Alright, so... Boop. Diminutive. Save. Crab.
Crab.
We're just going to...
By the way, Thomas, for some reason, when he said wisdom, you really reminded me of Sir Lancelot in the Holy Grail. I don't know why. It's like he kind of sounded to him to me. I don't get why, but that's the image I had in my head when you said wisdom.
There is this tiny crab now sitting next to your bed. Like, they can't really read emotions on crustaceans, but you imagine this thing is glowering up at you, snapping its pincers.
What a night for Raiken. First it was giant, and now he has crabs in his bed.
And that makes it. So you moved, opened your door, and you cast polymorph from a scroll. So you've got no action left, but it seems to me that you still have some movement left.
I'm going to head towards it, saying, "Nobody hit the crab."
Cyrus. It just got eerily quiet.
I have used this. I do not have it.
I want to get up, and my plan would be to just snatch a scroll of polymorph from like the side pouch of my bag and my cloak of protection, and head out the door here.
Never used these things before. Why are they suddenly on your strategy list?
Because it's a giant thing that I don't particularly need to kill. I just need to remove it from the environment.
Okay. Yeah, he knows it's a giant. It was yelled by Ikikaze,
So, you are out in the hallway now. Ikikaze is in front of you.
That's a giant. Polymorph it.
So that was 10 feet. And then it'll take me another 10 to get past him. So I'll stay. Where's the giant? To Ikikaze.
And I will, like... it's a crab.
You know that it disappeared.
Jebel did yell, "Nobody touch the crab."
It's true. You haven't seen the crab, but it disappeared, and suddenly Jebel ran into the hallway saying nobody hit the crab. So, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I would just say, it's a crab. No. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna say.
Where? Not what?
Straight ahead. Raiken's room.
I can continue moving down the hallway. For the last 5 feet.
That's as far as you can go.
Is it? The
Nope.
two only sure it took 10 feet to get to behind Kaze.
And then it was 2 to move through him, and then the one after him. So it's 2 to move onto him, and then 1 more to get past him.
Right. Alright, then.
Just need to know.
Then I will just... I guess if I need to, I'll use my action to make sure I have the cloak on, but other than that, I guess I'll just dash if I don't need to use my action for that.
We'll try. Sticks. Okay. Okay. Raiken, there is a...
Did you not hear... I asked, like, would it take an action to put on the Cloak of Protection, or was that just part of my movement?
It would take an action.
Okay, then I'm done.
Picking up the scroll was part of the movement.
Okay.
So it's my turn now.
Yep, it's your turn now. There's a crab next to you that is angrily snapping at you from the floor. It was just a giant that beat the ever-loving shit out of you. And
But now it's shiny.
smashed up the room. And then Jebel ran in saying, "Don't hit it." What do you do?
Give me one good reason not to hit it.
Giant!
Okay, what do you do? It looks really easy to smash.
It does look really easy to smash, and he's super pissed, and he knows it was the giant from before. I don't think he knows how polymorph works.
You can make that decision.
Let's see. I'm going high-low.
Okay.
To be fair, not many of us actually knows how polymorph work.
Fuck your strategy!
So, high he attacks it, low he doesn't.
Okay. It's like because you know you don't usually roll high.
No, I actually figured I was going to roll high that time, but I did roll low, so...
Okay.
Raiken instead is going to ball up his fist, his hand, his arm like shaky, and he's going to slam his fist down just to the right of the crab.
Alright, it tries to pinch at you. It's not its turn to roll an attack yet, but you know that it's going to try to attack you.
He's going to then pick it up behind one of his legs and just hold it there.
Okay.
Yeah.
You still have a bonus action.
He's going to... I guess, I don't know, can I put on my armor first and then pick it up? Just, I don't know what happens when I put on my armor. Do I let go?
I mean, sure.
Because I don't want to do that.
Alright, so you want to punch the ground next to it, summon your armor, and then pick it up.
Yeah.
Okay, you do that.
Okay.
You sing out your song, the flash of light, you suddenly have armor on, and you pick up the crab. Crab's turn. It's going to try to attack you. And that is claw plus 0. So 16 to hit.
Yeah, that won't hit.
It begins just like pinching at the armor over your hand, and you can't even feel it.
It's a good thing I did put on my armor, though. That would have hit.
Okay, if you're not doing anything else, well, that was its turn, so it becomes Laramenda's turn.
I cannot easily get into the hallway. I will take a step forward, a step to the left.
Yep.
And then peek over Cyrus' head into the hallway and say, "What's going on?"
There appears to be a hole in the roof. I can't tell any more from here.
You get a look when you say there appears to be a hole in the roof.
They've just fixed the roof.
No,
I
we
mean-
just fixed the door.
You were standing right there when Yukikaze said it turned into a crab.
Oh, did he say it turned into a crab?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then I...
You've used 5.
Oh,
You can still
ask
move.
anything.
You can move if you want.
I think I'm good with just the moving 5.
Okay. Alright. Any actions or anything else?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Yukikaze.
I want to, how far can I move to getting where Raiken is?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
Because you have 30, but he's in the way.
Okay. Real quick mental check. How far away from the outside, or how open is the area outside?
It's a city street.
And we're not near the walls or exits outside the city, right? Or recalling memory.
You're here.
Yeah, there's a bunch of buildings. Yeah. Oh.
And this is the gate. This is a moat that goes around the castle and lets out into the bay here, which is full of warships.
And there's, I know that you don't have a lot of buildings drawn in, but is there any open space around us?
Oh, no. The city is very tightly packed with buildings. I just have been very lazy lately and not drawn them in. Super lazy.
No, not super lazy. It just takes quite a bit of time.
As tightly packed as this.
I will quickly speak. Jebel, how long does your spell last?
An hour?
Hour.
Plenty of time.
Let's go toss it in the bag.
I am gonna go up there and grab well, I can't right now because that's all I can move.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm gonna sheath my swords for now. Or wait, no, I don't have any belts or anything to put them on, do I?
Nope.
Please say it does have a muscle memory and just drops them.
Ba-donk. Fuck.
It's gonna happen. We're gonna do that. It's just for that. gonna happen.
You slide your swords in at your hips and let go, and they just clatter to the floor.
And then that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Leah.
Yes. Well, I saw everything. Well, I don't know that Raiken has picked up the crab, but I know that Jebel told him not to. Well, but actually, Lorelei would probably be in there, or close to there, so she would know.
Yep, she can tell you that that Raiken has the crab.
Okay, then I'm just going to meet up with the rest. Be like, what do you plan to do with it?
Leah, could you cast Fly on me so I can remove the crab with haste?
Sure. I'll cast Fly on you. Meaning you can fly at 5 speed of 60, I believe it is.
Yep.
For 10 minutes. As long as I'm concentrated. But, you know, as long as nothing else happens to me, that'll be fine. So that's my turn. After casting Fly. Yeah.
Jebel.
Didn't realize you were waiting for that.
Jebel.
Yep.
Your turn.
I'm going to step forward and hold my hands out.
Okay.
We need to put it someplace secure.
Seconds. Okay, where?
I don't know, some sort of prison that can hold a giant.
Are you holding your hands out to take the crab?
Yep.
Okay, well, we have to wait until I continue.
I mean, if you don't resist, he can just take the crab on his turn.
I guess he can take the crab.
Okay. Transfer the crab.
Yeah, I'll take the crab.
This is not the most disturbing image ever.
I'm giving him a crab. At least it's not multiple.
Crabs are creepy anyway.
The eyes kind of match up.
They really do.
It's just his new face.
I mean, did you see the image I posted on the English Narc?
No.
This is just missing Nemo crabs.
Oh. I don't know this reference because I haven't seen this movie.
Oh my god, you need to see that movie. Why haven't... That's for another day.
Alright, so...
Big Pixar fan, that really hurt my soul.
Cyrus.
Alright, I'd like to move into the room.
10, 20, 25.
Do I need to make a roll for this? But are giants like naturally evil, or are they, more along the lines of the common races?
They're like humanoids. They get to choose.
Okay. Then I'll hold out my hands to Jebel and say, "That's the giant, right? Give it to me. I have a plan."
What is it?
Simply take it outside the city.
Just come back.
How? Through a giant wall?
That's been 6 seconds.
I'm still holding my hand out. I'll try to take it if you.
No, I'm just wondering, like, has our conversation lasted 6 seconds?
You can probably get a couple more words out.
No, so this last thing was through a giant wall, and I was gonna say, it didn't stop it this time.
That's fair. You can get that out. So are you going to try to take it from him?
Yes.
Alright. Are you going to let him take it from you, Jebel?
Nope.
Okay, cool. Oppose strength.
Oh no.
What'd you get?
17.
Cool. I got 7.
The gnome and the halfling fighting over a crab.
So you are literally fighting over this thing. Like, are you gonna... You're trying to tug it away from him, yeah?
Like at first talking, I see this resistance. I'm like, I would want to say more, but I don't think I can at this point until the next round. So depending on whether or not I'm allowed to say anything, it would pretty much just be one tug.
Mm-hmm. And how hard are you going to be tugging this crab away from him?
Well, evidently not too hard. I was just expecting to take it. I wasn't expecting to, hold on to it.
Jebel, who rolled a beast of a 17. And I'm a little confused because when I asked if you were going to try to take it from him, any event, sure. Mr. 17, beast of a strength check. How hard are you pulling this crab back away from him?
Hard, just fast.
Okay, I want you to roll a dex saving throw. As he reaches out to try and take it from you, and you go, no!
12.
Throw it back, thrust it back at yourself.
And hit Raiken in the face.
Right? Well, that would exactly have happened if you had rolled any lower than 12. But you managed to keep a grip on it as you... you pull it back quickly over your shoulder, and you feel the smooth carapace slipping through your fingers as the thing writhes in your hand. You go, oh, that was close. Raiken. This crab is now being waved in your face over Jebel's shoulder. You can see it's still reaching for you, snapping at you.
Raiken's going to pick up his axe. And he's going to say, someone get this crab out of here, or I'm going to take it down.
Are you going to take any other action?
Raiken is going to prepare to strike the crab.
Okay.
If nobody takes it out.
Okay. You're out of talking there, Jeb. But it is now bad guy's turn. Who's going to try and snap at you. At 4 to hit.
Oh, just barely misses.
It just can't seem to reach your fingers. Lair.
Does anyone know how it got here?
I guess that... Nope, I don't have talking left, do I? I'll keep my mouth shut.
I talked to Jebel, so I don't believe I do either, right?
New round.
Right. Then I'd say, probably that belt Raiken was so vague about.
Oh, yeah.
if you dispel it, will it? Or if you remove the attunement, will it disappear?
I'd shrug, but you can't see me.
Ain't doing anything there?
Other than saying that I don't believe so. No.
Okay. Yukikaze. Bring the doorway.
So I see Cyrus going for the crab, right?
Yeah, Cyrus just tried to take the crab from Jebel, who prevented him from taking it. And almost clobbered Raiken in the face with it in the process.
Well, so no one trips on my swords. I guess I'm gonna pick up my swords and move to the
Move.
trying to think. So screw more. Yeah, I'm just gonna. And I heard Cyrus say about getting it out of there. I'm just gonna step down and say, yeah, just get the thing out of here. So I'm gonna move down on the screen, down one, to get out of the doorway.
Okay. That all you doing? Yes?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, Leah.
Yes, well, I gave Cyrus fly, so I was expecting him to fly out by now. I'm gonna...
Doesn't seem to have happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk down to check out what's going on.
Alright, 20 feet gets you to the doorway. You can see that Cyrus and Jebel are having a disagreement about the disposition of the crab.
What's going on?
I'm attempting to remove the crab slash giant from the city.
Taking any actions, Leah?
If you can, jump it.
Nah. I mean,
Okay.
what can I do?
Jebel.
Yeah.
What do you do?
What do I do? I'm just going to try and move towards the door and just say, come on, we have to find someplace safe to put this. And I'm going to look at Cyrus and say, the walls didn't stop it last time.
These are wood. Those are stone and feet thick.
Where did it come from?
I point at the belt. That's my best guess.
Time. So, you have 25 feet of movement, right, Jebel?
Yeah.
So, 5, 10, 15, 20. You can either go north or west. Into the hallway or back into your room.
Hallway.
Alright. You squeeze past your allies with the crab in your hands. Are you taking any actions?
Nope.
Would you like to move farther?
Oh yeah. I'm going to try and get out of the house.
Okay, well the staircase is to the south.
Do you
So would
plan
you like
to fly?
Would you like to double move instead from
Oh,
here?
I thought the staircase was I thought you got it up through the north. Okay.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
Just dive out the hole in the
30,
wall.
35, 40, 45, 50. That would be a total double move for you, I believe. You wanted to go to the stairs. Now, the other option is there is hole in the roof above you inside the room. And you have the ability to wild shape?
No, I'll just keep moving this way.
So you're just gonna walk it to the stairs instead?
Yeah.
Okay. And you squeeze past all 3 of the allies in front of you and move to the staircase. It looks like just in the nick of time, somebody decided to remove it from the room for Raiken.
Oh, just in time.
So I assume that you do not take your prepared action.
Nope, Raiken does not take his prepared action.
Okay.
Lays back down, goes to bed.
Cyrus.
I guess I'd like to follow Jubble, flying up and over the people that can from the hole the giant left.
Okay.
I have more I'd like to say, but as I recall, I'm out of time until the next round.
Mm-hmm. Are you just gonna stay behind him?
I don't need to impede his movement, because getting out of the house is a decent step 1, so I'll stay behind him.
Okay.
Reminder, you can still fly. You can fly a little above if you want to.
You can fly above and behind, above and ahead. Raiken, what do you do?
Raiken sets the axe back down and tries to go back down into his broken bed.
I see. Sure. You find that it is wet and warm.
He's going to be like, can someone mend my bed?
And my body. Okay. Top of the initiative round, it's going to try and attack Double again. That is a 9 to hit. Oh, wait a minute. It is a 16 to hit.
No.
Rolled a d12 instead of a d20. Get out of here. Alright, Lair. Weird stuff going on, man.
I am going to go into the other hallway just behind Leah.
Okay. Should I suspend initiative at this point and just ask what's going on?
Probably.
It was important before when things could have happened, but it seems like things are a little more mellow now.
So we're ending initiative?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna immediately go up to Raiken and be like, what the hell? Yeah, I'm gonna say it like that. What the hell?
What?
What was that?
Hell, I know. Some giant just crashed from the ceiling and attacked me.
Giants don't just crash through ceilings for nothing. Why?
Can you break his attunement to the belt, please?
What?
The belt.
Nobody's taking my belt.
Did the belt do this? Did you know that the belt could do this?
I mean, it said that it's attractive to giants.
It,
I figured that if we came across giants, they'd try to like pick me up or something.
so I didn't know we could summon giants. From presumably midair.
So you go down the stairs, you two, and you do find, as you get to the bottom, Nalia is, like, walking carefully toward the stairs, watching the ceiling. She looks down at you and says, "What the hell is going on up there?"
I hold the crab and I go, "Giant came through the ceiling."
Something made a giant appear. We are getting rid of it. He wants a giant-sized prison. I want to toss it outside the walls.
I think that if it came in through the walls once, it'll come in through the walls again.
Get it out of my house. Now.
That's what we're doing.
Master! She just
Do you
points
have
at
any
the
idea
door
where
and
to
steps
put it?
back. Anywhere that's not in my house, preferably, I don't know, outside the walls, and then you can kill it.
I'm going to leave. Just, I wonder how big the dungeons are. Do they have dungeons in this city?
They're not big enough for a giant. You saw how big that thing was. There's no place in this city that can hold it.
Big city.
Okay, it's still not made for giants.
I haven't seen all of the city.
I haven't either, but I can still take a pretty good hunch.
Why don't you put it back wherever you got it from?
That'll be upstairs in your house.
Giants have to come from somewhere.
I think it has something to do with the belt our companion's wearing.
Well, then figure out what it did.
Jeppel, do you know banishment? Nalia, do you know banishment?
Oh, that's conjuration.
It's abjuration.
Abjuration, of course it's abjuration. You might have it.
No, I don't know that one.
I think it's a very high tier.
It's a 4th level spell, I think.
I
It
think it's
is.
more.
I considered learning it at one point, and I'm still considering it for future reference, but I do not currently possess it.
What if you find a small cave and then put it in there and make it grow again? Cave that's too small for it.
I mean, if we want to kill it, I have a decent plan for that as well, but I was hoping to just let it go about its business.
Yeah, you want to,
I'm also not here, so
do you want to entity cram it?
I was thinking exactly like Ant-Man going up Thanos' butt.
Does no banishment. It's not prepared.
Jeppel, we have it outside the house. Let me go get Lemon, see if we can banish this thing away. Because if it's not snatched from somewhere else, that should take care of it.
Okay.
So you fly up through the hole in the roof and talk to Laramendus.
Yep. Laramendus, could you come downstairs for a moment and try casting banishment on this crab?
If I knew banishment and it was prepared, then I could. Was it extra planar?
I don't know. But based on the fact that there's nothing else broken on the way up here, it came from above us, or just appeared here.
Doesn't mean it came from another plane. Can we break the attunement to the belt, please?
I turn to the
once more into the room.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna cast remove curse on the belt, which will break the attunement.
Raiken's muscles visibly deflate.
Upon seeing this, I'll fly back out to see if the crab's still there,
The crab is still there.
and I'll fly back and report.
That's unfortunate.
I didn't think it would be that easy.
So then we take it outside the walls, right? And just let it try to go back to where it came from?
Maybe, well, not that Raiken would agree to it. Give the giant the belt and tell him to take it with him. He might leave like that. It could be like the incident with the axe and the earth elementals.
I'd be game for that.
Raiken?
I'm sorry, what was the
Oh, jeez. I said it might be the same instance as the axe with the elementals. We could give the giant the belt and see if he'll just leave with it and not do anything to us.
but I lose my strength.
Maybe we can make a better one that's not cursed.
It's the same as Bleeder. It's shiny. I want to use it, but I can't because it gets freaking blood everywhere. It's very depressing.
Like, out of character, have we made the bracelets by this point?
No.
We have. Okay, then I guess I need to take back my previous statement.
Fine. Take it.
Alright, we'll have to see how that pans out next time. It's very late. That was interesting! I knew that was going to come into play, I just had forgotten to roll for it.
Is it okay that I used that, though? I kind of, because you said something, though, Tristan, and although past experiences. Because you got someone, or I thought it was you, or someone mentioned the axe in the situation like it.
I mean, I think it's perfectly reasonable, since your character was the one who negotiated that deal, for you to think it might work again.
Alright, I just didn't want to, because someone else mentioned it kind of thing,
No, that's fine. I mean, your character was the one who dealt with the axe that had summoned another creature. So it seems like a logical leap to me to think maybe this is the same kind of deal.
Alright, cool. And also, Cyrus, I didn't remove it from my character sheet, but did I give you back the Cloak of Resistance, right? I'm pretty sure I did. Okay.
Yeah, that was I got that back a while ago.
I need to remove it from my item list.
I had given it to you purely for the dragon fight because you were going to be the focus, and I thought you'd need the help.
And also, Tristan, I'm right to say that did Key have to be attuned? It didn't have to, did it?
It should show it on the sheet. It should be created correctly.
Okay, then I don't need to attune it. But Bleeder, you don't have an attuning thing for.
Bleeder is attunable. I unattuned Bleeder from you because you are not currently attuned to Bleeder.
Yeah, but Bleeder doesn't have the option to attune anymore, though. It lost the option to. I can't attune it. It's just an item now in my list.
Did you scroll to the bottom of your equipment list, where the attunement section is?
Yeah, items that require attunement only has the Armor of Bahamut and the Bracelet of the Night Eye.
Doesn't make sense. I just checked it the other day. All I did was unattune it.
Oh, never mind. There I go. I have to click the equip button. Sorry.
Yeah, you actually have to have Bleeder equipped in order for it to... Yeah, it's neither equipped nor attuned.
Okay. Sorry. I'm just used to...
I was just so confused. Like, what are you talking about?
I forgot the triangle just indicates extra text. Or something special.
The triangle means that it is attuned. So, like, at the end of the Bracelet of the Night Eye. Bracelet of Night Eye. So if you go to Bleeder, if you equip it, nothing happens, but if you then attune it, you'll see that it gets an A after the name. As it is attuned.
I missed that before. Thank you. I guess it's just my
Whoopsie.
lack
Bad way
of
doing
knowing.
it.
Alright.
Unattune, and then unequip.
I just realized that it wasn't doing my strength correctly with the Armor of Cord and Belt of Giants together.
That's interesting. It should have been.
Because both bring my strength up 2.
Mm-hmm.
So without either of them, I'm at 18 strength. And when I put one of them on, it goes up to 20. But then when I put the other one on, it only goes up to 21 instead of 22.
That's fascinating.
Weird.
Why it chooses 21 to stop?
Yeah, I'd think it would stop just either at 20 or go to 22. I have no clue I'd go to 21.
I'll look into that. There's probably there might be a max set inside one of them.
Alright. I'm gonna get going to bed here in a second. I'll catch you guys later.
Yeah, same here.
So we
quick
have...
question before you go, though. Did we get XP, or we're going to just wait till next time when you're fully dealt with the giant?
I'm going to wait until we have nothing going on inside of the 10 days.
Okay.
Because there's basically just a chunk for everything that happens within the 10 days.
Yeah, because this was during battle. Yeah.
Just during that. And I'm not worried about you utilizing stats that you shouldn't technically have yet, because we updated your sheets prior to this going on. I'm not worried about that. You don't have to fuck with your sheets any further.
Well, none of my combat stats actually changed, so it doesn't make too much difference.
Some people
Yeah, same
did.
here. Yeah, some people like Raiken.
Sorry, I guess my brain was taking that as directed at me, not the group. My bad.
Alright, so we will see you next time as we figure out how this giant situation ends. And then hopefully we can skip ahead to the end of the week and move on from there. It was a little bit of a surprise, but I think it's fine. Thank you all. Have a good night.